Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's having a nice day. Looks like I'm peaking kind of high right now. You just move that a little further away. There we go. Cat emojis abound. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I don't know why my mic is so sensitive all of a sudden. It's decided that now and today is the time that it's going to be just wicked crazy. So here we are, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's not going in the wrong thing. Maybe. I mean, it's like every time I stream, I have to change everything. Yeah. Okay, that's going through there. I love how this doesn't. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, a little louder is fine. It's just I'm peeking into the reds, which usually means that the compression is starting to negatively affect things, and it's a little too much, you know? So I'm trying to just make sure that I stay no higher than yellows. Yellows are good for yelling, is what I like to say. And I'm peaking a lot higher than I normally do, even when I'm streaming, like last week. So I have no idea why all of a sudden, like if I got excited, I'm speaking completely normally right now. If I got excited, it would sound really loud. Oh man, I look terrible, don't I? Oh, I had makeup on earlier today, and then I wiped it all off. And whenever you wipe off makeup, you look worse than you did earlier. But man, I looked great when I had all that on. I was just mad that I didn't actually get to use it. Oh, okay. Well, on my screen, I look like I have these gigantic, super red circles, like right here, like I've been rubbing my eyes all day. So I have not been. I mean, they are a little dry, but it's not. It's not. It looks in my screen like I'm terrible, but that's where we are, I guess. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Having a good day, I hope. Good week so far. I mean, yeah, no, I haven't hit my head yet. That's good. That's not a great way to start your week, I admit. I'm sorry you did that. Um, don't know how else to respond to it though. Um, it's I hope retrospectively it's kind of funny. I mean, in the moment it's probably not. uh, I recognize that though. I recognize that. I mean, as long as it wasn't like damage, absolutely true. As long as it wasn't like to the point where you actually like needed to get medical attention. Oh, look at the cute fluff. I have a corgi calendar and I'm almost out and I'm kind of sad, but like look at these babies. Focus, focus. Also, look at my nails. They're so shiny. Why is it it can see my hands, but it can't see my Look at the babies. No, they're not. You're wrong. Ooh, you went to CVS and Flats. Ah, yeah, that's a feeling. These I have these loafers. They're canvas loafers that I usually wear throughout the summer. And then once it's winter, I switch over into boots and I keep a pair of loafers at work, so I just change when I get there. Um, but my boots are kind of out of commission. The canvas loafers are pretty low on everything. Like they're falling apart on some level. But I don't want to buy a new pair of shoes that I then have to break in, but don't have the time to break them in. Like I'm not going to be walking anywhere frequently. When I'm at work, I basically sit at my desk. I don't walk around like I usually do. So I can't really break them in, and therefore I don't want to buy new boots that I have to then break in that I won't be able to break in and then wait a year to actually wear them and break them in. So, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm just going to wait till next year and I'm going to get new boots. Maybe I'll get them on sale, honestly, because once winter ends is always the best time to get winter wear. So I need to find like another. They're like UGG boots knockoffs. I need to find more of those. So I don't want to pay the price for UGG boots. They're awful, but I really like just being able to slide them on and walk out the door. Oh my god. Uh, I have a pair of like winter boots. Those are fine. I don't think they'll ever die, to be honest. But like, yeah, I have no need for full lace up boots. I just want something that I can slide in and out of that are relatively comfortable and easy to walk around in. The ones that I have are falling apart and no longer able to do that. I'd also like them to be waterproof, which is a lot harder to ask for than you'd think. But here we are. I mean, that's unfortunate because corgis are very precious beans. They're very precious lovelies. I cannot wait till I get one. Likewise, Ragnarok, I miss having a dog so incredibly much. We were so excited to move to this apartment specifically because it was dog friendly. And there's no like weight limits or anything like that. So we could have gotten any dog we wanted, but it's just not, this was not the year. This was not the year to make it happen. Um, Not only is it not the year to make it happen from a, training perspective, we can't really take it out very often. We can't socialize it. Um, it's also just like we never really fully unpacked because we didn't really like it here, and the house is nowhere near dog proof. It would be a nightmare to try and train a dog at this point in this space. Um, and then there's the issue of how expensive they are. Dogs are really expensive, and we just kind of determined it wasn't a good time. But God, I miss having a dog. My parents and I used to have we used to have a, what's it called, golden retriever. I don't know why I had trouble with that one. We had a golden retriever. She passed away a year ago. Um, yeah, about a year ago. Um, Lily, absolute sweetheart, absolute deliciously wonderful sweetheart. Um, and I miss having that big, dumb but smart dog. Goldens are remarkably dumb and remarkably smart at the same time. It's a weird thing. I really like the idea of a corgi because it's like having a medium dog, but they're small. I don't like small dogs very much, to be honest. Um, they're just, it's like the smaller the dog, the more anger is compacted into a small little package. I've really never met a small dog that I liked. Um, they're always very loud, they're always very angry, and they're just full of tremble. um, so I just really like bigger, dumb, friendly dogs. That being said, corgis are kind of that middle ground. It's weird because they are actually considered sometimes, they're not toy dogs. They're sometimes considered somewhere in between. So they are herding dogs. They're still working dogs, working breeds, whereas small dogs are generally just bred for pets. Um, Pitties are adorable. They really are. My thing with labs and pitties and stuff like that is I really like long hair. Um, I like I like having fluff to pet. And that's my thing with shorter hair dogs, and that's honestly a problem that I have with shelter dogs, because a lot of them are pit bull mixes, lab mixes, hound mixes, and anything that has a hound in it, I'm immediately concerned when it comes to noise. That was one of Lily's strongest traits was that she was so incredibly quiet. Um, I only ever heard Lily bark in two situations. When someone was walking on the other side of the street, no idea why it was the other side. She didn't care if they were walking on our side of the street, but if they were on the other side, it was a problem. She would growl, and sometimes she would let out a little woof, but nothing like a bark. And then if you pointed the vacuum at her, she went ballistic. Um, And so then she would snarl and growl and bark and go crazy because the strange black hole that sucks everything into it is terrifying. It's like an existential crisis for dogs. Um, so it's it's definitely it's an issue that I'm running into quite often, and it's not like they're impossible to find. Our first dog, my family's first dog, was a long hair shelter mutt. Essentially, I think she was a mix of like black lab, German Shepherd dog, and something else mainly, maybe golden. I mean, she had a relatively shaggy coat, but it was all black except for a little white patch on her chest, which was looked like a star. So we called her Star. Um, Incredibly intelligent dog. I abused the hell out of her, and I feel like an asshole because I was a very small child and did not understand things. I didn't really use her or anything. I just remember the few experiences that I can remember with this dog because I was very young when we had her. I just remember one specific time stepping on her tail by accident, and I still feel bad about that. Um, the poor girl. Um, I just remember she was also a sweetie. She was super gentle with me and patient, very patient. And then we had Lily, who was just the big dumb sweetie, but also very smart. Tried to pull one over on us several times. Trained my father, which was great. And when I say that she trained my father, I really mean she trained my father. Um, she figured out. Generally, we didn't take her out too often. We only needed to take her out maybe 4 times or 5 times a day. You know, when you first got up in the morning, before you go to work, lunchtime, after work, before you go to bed. That was pretty much all you needed. Sometimes she could even get through the day because she needed to. She could get through the entire day without getting going out for lunch, and she was fine with this. However, she learned that if she sat in front of my father's chair when he was sitting there after he got home from work and she stared at him, just sat there, he would think that it was because she needed to go out. And so she would do this frequently, not because she needed to go out, but because there was always a treat when you came back in, because he would always do this. We, my mother, my brother, and I, started being a little stricter with her. If she kind of bugged us like she wanted to go out and we said, "Do you want to go out?" and she perked her ears up and everything, we'd take her out. If she didn't do anything, we wouldn't give her a treat. She then started to learn the only time that we would give her a treat would be if she needed to go to the bathroom, and therefore she should only ask us to go to the bathroom if she needed. This was also partially because she was getting fat. And it was starting to become a problem. Especially she had the the dog equivalent of a torn ACL. ACL, is that right? Yes. The tendon down the back of the foot. She had the dog equivalent of that. We looked into surgery to fix it, but what we essentially found was that it is a generally very unsuccessful surgery. And generally, once you have it fixed, the other leg will then go a few months later. And so we determined that the best way to handle it was actually just pain management and keeping her weight low. So she wouldn't put a lot of weight on it. We didn't exercise her quite as frequently. We certainly tried to prevent her from like going out and tearing around the yard anymore. And when we went for walks or anything like that, it would always be rather slower. We would make sure it's a walk, not a run, not a jog. It's a walk. And we just kept her going with glucose supplements, I think. Glucose, is that right? Some kind of supplement that helps. um, uh, we had some pain pills if she needed it. We could tell when she was in pain. And keeping her weight down. My father was not good at this because whereas, me and my family, we would take the dog out maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the course of the day, come nighttime when my father was home, she would go out maybe 6 or 7 times before bed. So in the span of a couple hours, she would go out more often than she would in the entire day and get a treat every single time. We also made it a point when the rest of my family took her out to break off the treat in smaller pieces so that she would only get a small piece. Um, my father would give her the whole bone. It's like, you know. Anyway, I gotta catch up with some chat here. um, yeah, so I have pretty severe allergies to pets. The big ones, the big one is cats. Both my roommates, well, at least one of my roommates really wants a cat, has continually lobbied me to get an hypoallergenic cat, but because I never really grew up around cats other than my grandmother's, and I was obsessed with cats when I was younger, to the point where we got a cat. We got a cat and had one for 3 months. His name was Dusty. He was a terror. He climbed the curtains. My mother hated that, but I was in love with him, and that was important. However, I was also very allergic to him, to the point where in those 3 months, I had pneumonia 3 times, once a month. And yeah, that was not a good thing. So we had to get rid of the cat. We found him another home. Um, so yeah. And that was kind of the end of the cat phase. Because I didn't really grow up with cats, cats are a strange thing to me at this point. I mean, I like the dogs in that they go outside and they go outside. The cat's going in a box in the corner that's just open to the air, and you can always smell when there's a cat box in the room. Just not my thing. It's not my thing. I don't really like it. It's just kind of gross to me. And then you have to clean it out, and it's like a whole production. But then if you make it an outdoor cat and let it outside, it brings presents for you. The only presents that I ever got from my dogs were sticks, and those are fine. I mean, every once in a while they would try to eat something that they shouldn't, and then you have to reach down their throat, and that's a particular experience, let me tell you. Ugh. But yeah, I'm not really much of a cat person at this point. I think I can safely say that. So I've been pushing back on that. I still also just don't think that getting a pet right now is a good idea. Not when we're about ready to move, because we're definitely going to move come June. Hopefully the rental market is still pretty awful by the time. Awful. I put in giant scare quotes. It's good for the renters, bad for the landlords. I hope that the rental market is still depressed. There we go. Come June, might be able to get a pretty good deal on a nice apartment. A lot of the places that, a lot of the things that we want have dropped way down in price. So I am hopeful. Yeah, no, you can get some hunting dogs that will do that. And that's another thing that I'm always a little wary about labs with. They are really hunting dogs, and they do like to hunt. So he, yeah. So they really do like to hunt, and that's one of the nice things about golden retrievers, is that their job is just to go and retrieve the hunt, not to actually hunt it themselves. So they just like chasing things. They don't actually know what to do if they catch anything, for the most part. The biggest thing with Goldens that I've noticed is that they can become incredibly strong dogs. You have to be a little careful. Not that having a dog with a lot of muscles is a problem. It's just you have to keep your own strength up to match to make sure that you can kind of always keep the dog in hand. Because let me tell you, we had a neighbor who also had a golden retriever at the same time we had Lily, and at glance, the two of them looked almost exactly the same. It was Lily, and Oliver was the other golden's name, his name. And so he was a beefy boy. He was strong. Lily was not as strong as he was. um, and Lily also had a tendency sometimes to kind of get out and run, go out on an exploration while we didn't know, and then eventually come back. So I looked out the yard one day and I saw a golden retriever wandering around the backyard. I started calling around, being like, "Where the hell's the dog?" No one's answering me. The dog's not answering me. I can't see the dog anywhere in her usual spots. So I went out, grabbed this dog that was walking through our yard, being like, I thought it was kind of weird that Lily wasn't responding to me when I was calling her name and I was walking up to her. And then I grabbed her, start walking towards the house, holding her by the collar and, slowly pulling her along, just making sure that, I didn't have a leash on hand. So hand around the collar did well enough. Um, and then when we got to the bottom of the stairs going up to the back door in the deck, he starts pulling me toward the driveway. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it felt like my arm was going to get ripped off. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? And then I looked at the tag and I'm like, oh, it's Oliver. Oh my God. No wonder why. Because Lily is not this strong, would be excited to go into the house unless someone else was here. Like, there so many different things all at once. It was so yeah, golden retrievers can jack up real fast. They can be really strong dogs. Um anyway, having a whole thing. I mean, that's the thing, is that I know people have really close relationships with cats. I I don't disparage cat people. I don't disparage cats as a whole. I think that's all fine. It's just not my bag, is what it tends to be. It's just not my bag. Anyway, and welcome, Elliot. Thanks for actually chatting. It's absolutely fine whether you want to chat or lurk. I'm totally okay. As long as you like what I do. That's pretty much the important part. As long as I'm not derailing things from what people actually want me to do. Because I know I've been talking about dogs for 20 minutes now when I said I was going to play a game about cats. There are some dogs in it, though. So we've met at least one, and he's a cop. Mm. Anyway, honestly, a medium-sized dog is kind of where I lie. I just I can't do small dogs. I really can't. They are just too much dog in such a small package. But I really like the idea that they can hop up in your lap, which is why I want a corgi, because it's a medium dog that I can have on my lap. Um, and then large dogs, I don't need a horse. If I wanted a horse, I would go get a horse. I mean, not really, because I don't have enough money for a horse, but like Great Danes and friggin' they're just they're so big. They're so big. There's so much dog. I've I've even um I've even known some, were they Great Danes or Greyhounds? I think they were Greyhounds. One of my babysitters when I was much younger had like four Greyhounds. Um, and they were terrifying to me as a child because I'm smaller than this thing. And I was smaller than this thing for much of my, you know, much of the time that I was there. It was like all the way into middle school. Once I started like shooting up because of puberty, it was all the way through there. I was like, there is this large thing. It looks like a dog. It seems like a dog, but they're one wrong move and I am on my ass. And this thing is like on top of me. I just thought about like how much it hurt when my medium-sized golden retriever would accidentally step on certain parts of me, then thinking of a Great Dane or a Greyhound stepping on me instead. It's like, oh God. um, Honestly, I hear really good things about French bulldogs as well. They're really cute. They're very fuzzy. They look like they're covered in velvet. I think Frenchies are cute. Um, And I will absolutely disrespect this police chief if I want to. I know nothing else other than he's a cop and he's a German Shepherd dog, but he is a cop that is handing things to a private investigator to, I don't know, something, something, something. Also 1940s. Um, it's complicated. Anyway, where am I? Da, da, da. Beagles. Oh, beagles. Oh yeah. I. They're cute. That's about as much as I can say about them from a good side. They're cute and they're very loud. We have they're. It's not even that they're loud. It's like they're piercing. They're just like so much. It's actually one of the downsides about a corgi, and you have to be careful when you're training them how you train them with barking, because they are herding dogs, and they're speaking of dogs and barking, um, because they're just they're made basically. Their genetics are there to um, their genetics are there to be as alerting as possible, I guess is the way to put it. They are genetically bred to alert you to when things change, not even when there's a threat, just when they change. So that could be someone walking up to the door. That could be a neighbor getting out of their apartment. That could be the mailman coming. Even though it happens every day, it's a change that needs to be alerted. So um, you basically have to just get them out of that behavior. And there are really good ways to do that. One of the biggest ways that I know of, at least, is to essentially try to acknowledge. You try to acknowledge the change, and you speak it to them in a relatively um, affirming and comforting voice. Like, you don't yell at them, you don't raise your voice. You basically just say like, "Thank you, I've got this," more or less. You can also train them with the commands speak and quiet. If you teach them speak, you can then teach them quiet very easily. And then when they know what quiet means, when they start barking, you can say quiet, and they can start understanding when is a good time. And the reason I bring this up is just because corgis are actually relatively similar to beagles in their vocal cords. Their beagles, hounds, and corgis all have really powerful barks. So when a corgi does start barking, you know. The thing is that corgis bark, hounds and beagles tend to howl a little bit more, or like the weird yowling that they do. And that's very hard to deal with. So, um, I need to catch up a whole bunch. Yeah, Boston apartments and the breed restrictions bullshit um, is just, yeah, it's a boatload of bullshit. There's nothing around that. I've always been kind of nervous about that on that front too, because the majority of the pets in shelters are mixed with breeds that are generally restricted ones, and you know it's not even necessarily whether they are pit bull breeds or German Shepherd breeds. It's just whether they look like they are, which is, again, bullshit. Um, and you're right, Elliot. There are no bad dog breeds. There's just bad owners. Um, there may be some cases where a dog breed may not fit a situation, and living in an apartment is one of those situations. If you have a very active dog, an apartment is probably not a good place for them, where they can't have a yard that they can go in and out of at free will. Things like huskies, especially, very, very active working dog. And in some cases, you actually need to give a husky a job, so that they can remain occupied and have something to do. Um, but, there are ways to do that in an apartment setting. The same kind of things with pit bulls. Pit bulls are honestly just they're nanny dogs. They're made they're they're great for keeping track of kids. Like they're the most gentle herders on the planet, and they're also very protective. And it's that protective quality that bad dog owners and people who are awful and try to use them to go into fights, you know, manipulate. And yeah, it's not fun. It's not good. But they are cute for short hair breed. Again, I'm biased, so because I like medium to long hairs. Now, I do have limits, don't get me wrong. And I'm not exactly excited about the prospect of finding dog hair all over my clothes again, especially because I have a relatively dark wardrobe, especially in the winter. Um, like having a golden retriever and then going into work and finding that I brought the dog with me to work was definitely a thing when I was living at home with my parents still. Um, but at the same time, I'm definitely willing to live with that. Because the fluff, the floof, the chest floof, especially, you go right there and they go like, they're so cute. Oh god, they're so cute. Oh. Now my mother and father have, they still have a dog. They got a dog about 2.5 years ago, 3.5, something like that. Before long enough that Lily and Willow developed a really close relationship, and Willow losing her sister was kind of tough. And in some ways, it was because we also knew that my brother would take it kind of rough as well, and we were going to take it rough, so because we knew Lily was getting old. We had gotten so used to having a dog and didn't really want to give that up. Now, I won't say that one dog is a replacement for another in any way, shape, or form. They really aren't. I still miss Lily all the time, even when I'm at home and have Willow there, or with my parents and have Willow there. At home has a different context, and every time I say it, if I'm in my own apartment and I say at home, I usually mean my parents. If I'm with my parents and I say at home, I mean my apartment. um, I think that will probably last until I actually own a damn place, or at least live somewhere for longer than 2 years. Um, but yeah, I still miss Lily a lot, so I won't say that that necessarily worked. It was definitely nice to have another furry baby around the house, regardless. Um, and Willow is a sweetie pie. She is adorable. She is smaller than Lily was. She's, I would say, a small medium dog. I think she's tiny. She's a Greek Shepherd mix. Um, we actually got her from Greece. She is a dog immigrant. She even has a little dog passport. She's still technically a Greek citizen. So I don't know if she can sponsor us on a visa to go over there or whatever. Join the European Union and get the hell out of the US. I don't know. Is Athens a good place to live? Probably not. Um, but yeah, she's loud. She barks a lot. She's a very very vocal dog. Part of this is because I think she she has anxiety disorder, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, she gets really anxious in very very mundane situations. She has never gotten over getting into a car. Never. Every time she goes into a car is like a traumatizing experience. We have tried knocking her out with drugs, like human Benadryl, and using practically tranquilizers to knock her out and make her sleep because she becomes a mess when she gets to go in a car. What ends up happening is she becomes a sleepy mess. She is tired and anxious, but not falling asleep. She will stay awake an entire car ride, panting and her heart racing the whole time. It is really tough to go anywhere with her. She really dislikes loud noises, loud sudden noises, anything that sounds like a bang. We have some theories that she might have been born into a relatively rough neighborhood when she was found in Greece. Because we don't actually know where in Greece she was found. I believe it was one of the cities, and that one of the reasons why they literally export dogs for free is because they are kind of swimming in them over there. Um, a lot of dogs are going abandoned because their owners can't take care of them because financial situation isn't great. It wasn't, probably isn't any better now. Um, so we have some theories that she might have just been in an area that there were enough gunshots that she got terrified every time she hears something even remotely similar. This can even be a door slamming, um, or like dropping something on the floor. You can usually easily tell because she'll get really, really nervous. Her ears will go down, her tail will go down, and she'll hide behind my mother or my brother's legs. Um, so, yeah, she's a sweetheart, though. She loves sitting on people's laps. Um, she's not as much of a. The one thing that I really miss about Lily is that girl never wanted to stop being pet. If you stopped petting her, she would get up and find a way to get you to pet her again. She was a whore for pets, and honestly, it was worth it every time. I kind of miss that. Willow definitely has a limit to what she'll take. She wants to be pet, but then she'll get down and walk away, and you're like, but I wanted to pet more. Oh, so I do kind of miss that about Lily because that girl, she would lay her head on your lap to be like, please pet me. And then you would start petting her. She would sit back up, open, and start panting because she's all excited and she's happy that you're petting her. And tail would start thumping and everything. And you'd be like, okay, I have to go back to this now. And you start doing whatever you were doing, reading or whatnot. And then the head is right back on the lap. She's like, no, 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 you need to keep petting me. I don't think you understand. This is a life or death situation. You need to pet me. So, Havanese? Oh, God. Okay. That's a very big change from labs. Yes. Wow. Again, like I know some people who like small dogs, and again, power to them if that's what you want and that's what you like, totally fine. I find people who switch from large dogs to small dogs often, and I'm not saying this is the case, um, often do it because they think for some reason that the smaller dog will be easier to manage, which I find hilarious. um, because they are not, they are not even close. Oh, that's the other thing that I don't really like about shelter dogs. A lot of shelter dogs that are in the smaller area are um, mixed with Chihuahua, and I can't stand Chihuahuas. This is totally personal experience, and I completely am aware of that. But my best friends down the street from me, they were also my neighbors. They had neighbors who had four Chihuahuas or three Chihuahuas or something like that, and they were the most annoying little rats that I ever had to deal with. Like, we could be in the pool at their house in the backyard, and those little fuckers would come up and start harassing us. It was so annoying, and I cannot stop thinking of that whenever I hear or think of Chihuahuas. So I don't want anything that has like an iota of Chihuahua DNA in it. Nothing. Ugh, God, those things are annoying. Oh yeah, Starfisher. You're totally right. They really just don't care. That's why I think they're just kind of they're like the worst parts of dogs and cats combined. Oh, they think they just will they'll go anywhere. They hate you. They kind of hate you a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, like I would never hurt a pet. I would never hurt a dog. I'm gonna put that out there. But oh my god, these four three. I seriously can't remember how many there were. These four three Chihuahuas really made me reconsider that for some time. Like just giving him a good punt. Just get out. Literally would never do that though. Honest to God, no. Oh man, they use potty pads. No. Yeah, no. That's not that's not a solution. That's really gross is what that is. I hate those are for like crate training. Uh that's not what that's for. Like you put it in the crate and that's I don't like that. No me gusta. I'm sorry for you. I am sorry you have to deal with that. That sucks. Blech. Anyway, I'm gonna stop myself right here because it is 40 minutes into the stream and we haven't even started the game. My controller even turned off because we just kind of sat here talking. Um, okay, I'll get back to that later. I mean, yeah, that's the thing about knowing other people's dogs and everything, and I certainly try to be as respectful as I can in understanding that people have different situations, they approach training in different ways. Sometimes you're a little less experienced and something will end up being different in your house versus someone else's house with what is acceptable for the dog, and there are differences between dogs as well. I mean, it was a hard and fast rule in our house that Lily could not get up on the sofa. We did not allow her to get up on the sofa because we didn't want to have to clean the sofa all the time of her hair because they have these double coats. Um, so they shed a lot. But it's but then with Willow, she's this tiny little thing. Like getting up on the couch was okay. We did have exceptions to the rule. Lily could get up on the couch if we had a specific blanket there because my brother really liked having her lay on top of him. So when he was laying there, he would usually get this particular blanket out, get underneath it, and then pat on it. She would get up and onto the blanket and then stay there. But she knew what those limits were. She also never got up on my bed. She knew very clearly that I did not want that, and I did not want her on my bed. It's been a lot harder to get Willow to follow that particular thing, but because I don't live there nearly as often, but I have been able to kind of get it, I think. But Willow does kind of go a little more places than Lily did, and that's just because she's a smaller dog. Um, but then I also know that there are other households where dogs on the bed are a hard no, and you know, I think there are some times where you kind of have to realize that dogs have a lot more capacity to learn things than we sometimes give them. Lily, for instance, could tell what bed was okay. My mother's bed and my brother's bed were okay. My bed was not. The couch was not. Um, Willow has a tougher time with that distinction, but that's also partially because my mother enjoys using the dog to wake me up when she thinks I'm sleeping too late, which I don't appreciate sometimes, but we'll let that sit and settle. Anyway, yeah. You're right, Starfishery. It is very difficult when it comes to rescue dogs as to how you handle them. And that's one thing that I do know on my end. Whenever we do actually get a dog or I get a dog here, it will likely be a puppy. I want to train the dog from puppyhood. I don't want to train a young adult dog or an adult dog. I don't want to have to retrain anything because that's a much harder uphill climb than dealing with the dog peeing on the floor for a few months, honestly. Um, so I would much prefer to have a puppy, even if I get a shelter dog, because then at the very least I'm working with a bit more of a blank slate. If you know what breed you're dealing with, you can then tailor some of those or at least be aware of some of the things that you'll have to deal with, because there are breeds that are predisposed to particular things, as I've already kind of talked about with barking and behaviors and such like that. So you know, and that's what makes shelter pets really challenging in a lot of ways. It can be a lot harder. And then, that's another thing that can be said about getting a dog from a breeder. As much as I know that is a somewhat controversial thing for some people, if you do get a dog from a breeder, they can sometimes come with a bit more training, and being mothered by, they're being parented by dogs that have training. Some of that gets passed on in their early years with some behaviors, and you don't have to work quite as hard. So that's why I certainly think that um, going to a dog breeder is attractive for a lot of first time pet owners. Um, so that's a really key point, is finding a good breeder, because it's really easy to find bad breeders. Um, and I know it's not always the best place to go, in terms of what is and is not a good thing for dogs and dog breeds in general, because there are definitely some dog breeds that are problems. Pugs are a great one, just because of they've been bred to have their noses flattened so much that they can have health problems. But good breeders will be aware of some of the health problems of a breed and will know what to look for in that breed. So, um, oof, okay. Almost wound up on judge duty. Wow, damn, okay. That's definitely a story that I will have to hear. Absolutely. Um, I mean, the closest that I think we've ever been on that front, where we got Lily from, was actually I did not know this until relatively recently, but she was a purebred golden. She was a purebred golden retriever. She was not from an AKC breeder, and her parentage was not verified. So that's how we were able to afford her, because a purebred golden is thousands of dollars. Um, that, and she was not show ready for other reasons. She had a pink nose, and I guess that's like a disqualifying thing for the AKC. Don't understand that one, but whatever. I thought it was cute. um, yeah, it it was a little, kind of hearing about that after the fact was kind of like, ooh, did we avoid a problem with this? And the answer is no, not really. She was fully checked. All both her both her parents had pretty extensive good health records. We knew that she was, even though she wasn't given pedigree, and we didn't know all of her lineage, we knew enough that, we knew she wasn't really going to be at risk for anything in particular. So, she ended up being, honestly, I think one of the healthiest dogs I've ever known. She lived very long for a dog. I don't actually know exactly how old she was. She was in her teens, that's for sure. It was definitely a while. Um, and yeah, it's really good to meet the parents. You're right, Starfishery. It's really good. And yeah, Ragnarok, I definitely roll my eyes at the AKC. I love watching the show, don't get me wrong. I watched the Westminster show this year mostly because I saw a corgi on screen and was very upset when I saw the corgi on screen and then they didn't show the corgi. And then I think it was a new breed that won Best in Show this year. It was actually kind of a big deal on that front. But and I discovered another breed that I thought was really adorable. It was an Australian something. Um, but yeah, the AKC as a kind of dog club certification body is terrible, awful, not good place. The AKC as a place to find breeders and find information, not the worst places to start. Um, because local AKC chapters will have a lot of members that breed dogs. They will have extensive histories on all of the parentage and lineage of the dogs. You'll know anything about their background, and you can usually find out more than even the breeder's willing to tell you, which is why in some cases the breeder's just willing to tell you. That also does mean that if you're going on for anyone on that list, you're going to be shelling out money. So that's the one big hold up that I have to say with that. And also to take a little bit of everything they say on their website with a bit of a grain of salt. A lot of times when they talk about breeds, they talk about them in very generalized terms. They don't really, they talk about like a breed in its ideal environment in a lot of ways, not necessarily in a home environment. They're not necessarily talking about the breed as a pet. They're talking about the breed as a show dog. And so, like, yeah, they'll talk about corgis and how corgis really like wide open spaces and will nip at people's heels because they're trying to herd them, and all this other stuff. That they will have some level of anxiety trying to make sure they know where everyone is at all times. And only some of that is actually, it's not that it's not true, it's that it's more of a spectrum than they say. I certainly have known of some people who owned corgis that did in fact go from room to room a lot frequently to kind of check in on all their people. Did sometimes nip at heels and did, prefer wide open spaces. But I also have known some people who had corgis that did none of those things. There's a lot of personality in each dog, and in some ways you can't always tell what it will be, but it's always good to meet the puppies as a whole. I always like the idea of going to actually meet the entire litter and the parents. So then you can get a feel for the personalities of all the dogs and how they're all interacting. Lily, for instance, was a runt. She was definitely the runt of the litter, and she was kind of the odd one out. But she was just as enthusiastic, and even more so, I think, to have some attention. She was a cuddler from day one, but she did not like being hugged. She never liked being hugged. That was like, if you hugged her in any way, she would desperately try to squirm out of it. Like, she was very uncomfortable with hugs, but she wanted pets. Oh God, I miss her. Oh, that's adorable. Honestly, I think hedgehogs are adorable. I think they really are. They're not maybe as fuzzy, but I mean, their underbellies probably are very fuzzy, and they do probably enjoy being pet there, I'm sure. But the top parts, probably not so much. Make sure you only pet in one direction. Not that it's necessarily like a painful experience. We're not talking about porcupines, but put her down for with better patterning? Really? Okay, well, if that floats your boat, I guess. I'm sure it can be kind of sharp, yeah. Prickly. It's like petting a cactus. But even cactuses are pretty. With solid coloring. I mean, I can... Oh, shoot. I just moved something. What did I just move? What is this? What am I holding? Can I undo that? Okay. I accidentally pressed something in my stream. You couldn't tell because it's invisible right now, but this is going to be kind of weird. Ignore this. No one's actually doing anything. Yeah. Okay. I think that's fine. Okay. It's back to where it should be, I think. Oh. I didn't actually start the game. That was my mistake. I should have had it running this whole time. But yes, cats. We have to get to cats at some point today. I can't leave it completely out there the whole time. There. And I gotta turn this down because it's very loud for me. Jellicle songs. Oh God. I don't need the memories of seeing Judi Dench lick herself in the crotch. I really don't. I mean, I can understand some things about like liking coloring one way or the other. For me, with corgis, for instance, I really like the red and white coloring versus like I don't know what I can't remember what it's like. What are they called again? Shoot, there's like specific words for things. And you can look it up in like 2 seconds. Hold on. Ugh, why doesn't it just Pembroke Welsh Corgi? That's the other thing. There are actually two different breeds of corgis. There's the Pembroke, which is what everybody thinks of when they think of corgi, and then there's the Cardigan. I prefer the Pembroke personally. Just give me the coloring. Colors and markings. There we go. Red. They really are just red, aren't they? There's sable, red, fawn, and black and tan. I thought there were only 3. I'm wrong. Okay, so I'm really a big fan of the fawn and the reds personally. I do like dark reds; they're also fine. But the sables look a bit. I always joke that corgis are just kind of like corgis are like Shiba Inu. They're like Shiba Inu and Akita. They're like marshmallows. Sometimes you can get a very lightly toasted one, and sometimes you can get a burnt one. But they're still just marshmallows at the end of the day. It would be really hard not to call it Ein. I get that. My personal preference, though, is to name her, to get a female dog and name her Her Majesty. Something along those lines. Actually, to name her Queen Elizabeth II, and just call her Liz for short. But I would love to have a dog, a corgi, named Queen Elizabeth II. Alternatively, if I got a male, I could name him Lord Snufflesworth the Third. Not actually because there's a Lord Snufflesworth the First or Second, but just because Lord Snufflesworth. Oh, right. Thank you, Ragnarok. There, yeah. If you weren't here for the first stream, there's murder and apparent suicide. But we've already learned at this point that it is not suicide, which I did not know when I started it. I will say that. I did not know that. Honestly, I think that picking a pet for his tie was all messed up there for a hot second. Picking a pet for coloring versus picking a pet for personality is a bit silly. Like, don't get me wrong, I would much prefer to have a fawn or a red corgi, but if, like, out of the litter that I can choose from, there is a, sable tricolor that comes up to me and has the most adorable little eyes and is way more attentive and happy and friendly and quiet than the others, I would probably still pick that one. So, okay, so just catching up with the stream chat here. Oh, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I don't actually know what I'm doing right now. I don't remember what I've already finished. And I'm sorry that you missed the stream, Starfishery. Don't worry too much. If you want to, you can go back and watch the last stream. It should be up for another week, I think. Week and a couple days. But generally what we found out is that Joe Dunn did not actually hang himself. He was put up there. And I think the first big clue that we had, which I kind of called from the beginning, was that Blacksad, a relatively tall person, Joe Dunn was a relatively short person, only 5'5", as noted over here. He could not have put himself into the noose. Someone else had to, because even Blacksad had to reach up to grab onto it. We've also figured out that yeah, it looks like we might have to rededuct some of these things, because I remember we walked away without any of these at all. So for instance, you know,
I'm much taller than Dunn, and I can barely reach the noose. There's no way Dunn hanged himself. Not on his own, at least.
Yeah, so I know I talked last stream about making sure to go back and change things. I did not. And I'm just going to sleep in the bed that I've made. You know. 4 different neck marks, chest expander. Oh shit. Nope. Something like that though, wasn't it? Why is there a third one? I don't understand this. Okay. Or maybe it's... he wasn't tall enough to hang himself. 4 different neck marks. Chest expander. There we go.
Bobby, yeah.
Oh, the voice is too quiet.
If you had a motive to kill Dunn,
give me a second.
But you certainly
let me know if that's any better. Come on, go back into cat mode. Cat mode. Okay. His knuckles were swollen. Paint can was thrown in the trash. He got angry and punched a paint can.
All right. Dunn punched a paint can. But why? Wasn't he calm and composed?
Especially when there's so many other things that you can punch around here. It's definitely a little bit of like, but why though? Okay, good. Glad to hear it. I really do love how I have to just mess with the levels and everything every time I play this. Not even just this, just every time I stream. I feel like I keep trying. I'm getting mad.
Did you find anything interesting in those
Let me
papers?
just readjust
No.
myself.
Investigation work takes time, as I'm sure you know.
Okay. So I think, unfortunately, we do, in fact, have to live with... I wonder, let me just... hold on. Could I go back? Should I go back? I like how this is set up like a comic. This is great. I don't want to go back. I did look it up and I found out that there's not really a lot of reason. Like, it improves their relationship a little bit. No, it doesn't improve their relationship. It does the opposite. I'm sorry. If you tell them, it makes the relationship kind of sour. If you don't tell her, she doesn't really care. Basically, no one in this game likes each other.
Did you know Joe Dunn had a gun in his safe?
No way, man. He hated firearms. Although, when Bobby Yale was a teenager, he went through a crazy phase. Even dropped out of the gym and joined the gang. Nothing serious. Early one morning, he broke in the gym. Joe was already here and caught him red-handed. Bobby pointed the gun at Dunn and ordered him to open the safe. So,
Interesting.
Joe opened it and asked Bobby to put the gun aside, leave the gang, and start boxing again. I got here 5 minutes later and found Bobby crying like a baby in Joe's arms. Then he just stood up and put on his gloves.
Poor baby. He just needed a hug. Joined a gang, nothing serious. I know, right? Nothing serious. No big deal. Nothing too much. It's not that big of a deal. I really wish I could make this guy run. Did our friend leave? Oh no, he was over here. There he is. Shoot, press the wrong button. 9. No, stop. I forgot how to switch.
Do you remember anything else about the day you found the thingamajig?
That's
with the
really
springs and the
sweet.
paint
That's
can?
really adorable.
Yeah, no. wait. Yeah. Well, no. Now that I think of it, no. Hey, pal. How about thanking a good-looking goat with a cigarette?
I don't think that's a good idea. You've got one nasty cough.
Oh, come on. You know, cigarettes have lots of very healthy properties. Oh, come on. It's just a smoke, lady.
Don't smoke,
It's just
kids.
that I don't want to make it...
You don't want what? What?
Hello, Digishell. Exactly.
Yeah, you think you're not responsible for my pathetic state? Think you're not to blame? It's the government that shipped me off to war.
They shipped me off, too.
Oh, right. So then you know what it's like to kill, too. Well, then another sad
Well.
hobo shouldn't be a problem for you, Professor.
Yeah, I killed people.
And yet, you don't want to help me die. Wait, but that's not what I wanted to say. Oh, well, you know we goats tend to jump from one thing to another. The government.
Getting real heavy.
Rations, weapons, lodging at hookers, drugs. Do you know where that money comes from? Taxes! Your taxes, my dear friend. You help them cut my legs. They declare war every chance they get, so that the weapon industry that finances their campaigns gets richer and richer and richer. And that's how we finance their wars. So
He's
the
getting real here.
slightest connection with corruption turns us into accomplices. Unless one manages to keep an
To be
honest
fair, it was
way.
real back in the 40s too, so.
That is what I did, my loyal disciple, at the Million-Star Hotel. So, do you like your master, the great?
Hey, what's your name? You never told me.
Could have saw that he was falling asleep at not terribly long amount of time. There we are. Oop, oop, oop. Running into things. I don't know if there's nothing else to find here. God, I keep wanting to go back and change what I did already, but I'm already too deep. Ugh. Everything's going to end badly. I'm almost certain about it.
I'd prefer a yellow Cadillac, but I can't complain.
I do have to tell you, yellow Cadillacs do not have the greatest reputation. Or is that a Rolls? I think it was a Rolls Royce. I take it back. Yellow luxury cars don't really have a good reputation, especially not in New York. Oh, I don't know about the Camaro. It's really just, especially the 1920s ones, if you have to have, Daimler or anything like that, just don't hit the gas station's wife, the gas attendant's wife. Then you won't end up dead in a pool. Hey, it's the Roaring 20s again. If we don't get another, This guy is just standing here. I feel like he's important. This guy looks important. He's not important. Oh, I love bringing up Gatsby at any time that I can, just because of how ridiculous we have managed to make things.
You all got about 25 seconds to order your last burger before it goes cold, you bastards. Hey, if it isn't Miss,
Well,
I'm so sorry. Well,
this
I'm
guy
sorry
is...
too, because we ran out of sissy menus. Your dad and brothers ate them all. So, you got anything to say to Sam, little kitty?
He's fun.
I want a cheeseburger for a friend.
One cheeseburger for your boyfriend. Coming right up. Come on, you bastards. Finish your meals and be gone. I'm closing at 5.
Thank you so much, Elliot. Thank you for that wonderful little thing. I don't actually know. I need to make a script for this, probably, because I keep making it up whenever someone does actually subscribe. But thank you for subscribing all the same. Is there a way that I can do a thing? There is definitely a way that I used to be able to do a thing. Like,
I have to admit, I was hoping to get something in return for that first hamburger. But now I don't really know why I brought this. The cynics would say I did it all out of selfishness. Just to feel better about myself. Who cares?
you can also just do it because it's kind of a nice thing to do, but that's okay, sure. Now can I leave? No one else is here. I've already done all the searching I thought I could do. Oh, frame rate being a thing. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's happened on my end, too. Something about this game. Alright. Alright, we're back. I see myself moving normally. We all good? We all good? You can see the hands? Okay. Let's see what happens when I go back into the game. It's playing fine for me, so it really is just something about the stream. I don't understand what it is, and
I'd prefer a yellow Cadillac.
Yeah, I want you to
But I can't
leave,
complain.
sweetie. I don't want you to complain. I want you to leave. And yeah, you're right. It didn't end the stream. I forgot that's what happened last time, to be honest. Definitely not looking forward to that prospect again. I don't know why. There's nothing I can do with him. Already talked through everything. Maybe I call somebody? Oop, that's not where it is. Just gonna walk around in circles for a hot minute. There we go. Get my bearings. Nope. Okay. I'm happy you're all here. I like streaming for everybody. It makes me feel like I'm still seeing people to some level when it comes to this horrible pandemic thing. And it's nice. Oh, hold on. What's this? Didn't I already wiggle it a little? Hmm. Oh, is there another locker to open? Is that why? Whose locker is this? Oh, hello.
What the
Oh,
hell?
oof.
Jake, give me one good reason not to smash in your face. What the hell are you doing in my locker?
I think you're hiding something, Jake.
I thought we were friends, John.
Off me.
Sometimes, John, I could just punch you.
Hmm. Hmm. That was
Why do you have that
suspicious.
helmet, Jake? What mess are you in?
Our good friend Jake looks like he works for O'Leary. Let's talk.
Okay, Jake.
I told you.
Desmond O'Leary.
Huh?
I know you work for him.
Now you're just making stuff up. Why would you say that?
I saw the shamrock in your locker. I know what it means.
Okay, let's say you're right. So what? What are you gonna do, huh?
I'm a detective. What do you think I'll do?
Yeah, definitely better detective than friend. All right, you win, pussycat. Business isn't going that well lately.
So
Natalia
there was a
my
photo on
last
the
well-paying
inside,
job.
and
And
Natalia
it's
was
been a
his
while. Then
flame.
O'Leary shows up and offers me
Was Blacksad's
a
flame.
bodyguard contract. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, I understand.
Seriously, you don't seem like the type to accept shady offers.
I'd never take a job like that. As a matter of fact, I turned one down today, but that's just me. I'm no one to judge.
Hey, O'Leary might run an illegal gambling operation, but it's not like he's killing people or conning widows. And I'm just a bodyguard. I make sure no one gets hurt. What I do, including my contract and paycheck, is 100% legal. How bad can that be?
O'Leary pays you with dirty money, and you're part of a criminal organization.
Okay, well, I
There's
thought
no
you just said
two
you
ways
don't
about it,
judge. That is
except
not
that's
what I
not
wanted you to
bothers
say,
me.
but okay.
I know you're covering up O'Leary's role in Joe Dunn's death.
Huh? O'Leary? No way. I mean, I don't think so.
Jake, please.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it.
Yeah, there is no point because I'm a damn good
I was
detective.
here the day Dunn died.
And I had a
I
feeling.
had to take care of some business for O'Leary. He makes me wear the shamrock when I work for him. I left the damn thing in my locker.
Say no more. You came in the back door.
How did you... Yeah, that's it. Joe had mentioned he'd been painting that afternoon, but I forgot. I stopped in my tracks when I saw him screaming bloody murder at Bobby Yale at the top of the scaffold.
What exactly was he saying?
Something like, if you do that, I'll call off the fight and make sure you never set foot in this gym again. I didn't want them to see me, so I left.
Jake, why didn't you tell me?
I thought you'd be pissed off.
Well, you were wrong.
I'm sorry, John. I should have said something.
Yeah, you should have said something. Make sure you owe me a
should
favor.
Let's just say you owe me one, all right?
You sure drive a hard bargain, John. All right.
I feel like that's going to come in handy at some
I
point.
need to think about everything you just told me.
We might be friends, but I'm gonna make sure this is a little transactional just to make sure we don't have problems later on with O'Leary, because I have a feeling we might, considering he, it sent some guys to beat me the fuck up to begin with. Okay. Come on. Come on. No? Come on. Okay, that's not...
Dunn must have punched
Favors
him
and
down while
secrets.
He was arguing with Yale. I guess that explains why he threatened to call the fight off.
Huh. I admit I don't really fully see what any of these have to do with each other. But that's my best guess too, yeah. I was right, okay.
Christ. Did Yale kill Dunn just because he wanted to call off the fight?
If he did, that wasn't very well thought through, let's be honest. Mary Has a Cold is almost definitely going to come back. That's something that feels like it's a...
I always knew Bobby had issues,
That feels like a Chekhov's gun.
but I never thought he'd go that far.
I don't think he did.
A part of me thinks Bobby Yale didn't do it.
But the chest expander, the box in his locker, the marks on my father's neck.
It has all the hallmarks
It
of
all
from
leads to
someone
him.
framing Bobby Yale. Can we talk about that?
In any case, that doesn't change a thing.
It does, actually. Now we know he didn't kill himself.
My father's still dead, and you still haven't found Bobby Yale. Nothing has changed. Opening the safe and finding my father's will won't help us achieve anything. So please hurry. Time's wasting.
I still really don't like her. They're gonna try and make her into some kind of like sympathetic romantic figure at some point, aren't they? And I'm just gonna be like, nah,
Summer's
nah.
indifference never ceased to amaze me. But most importantly, why was she so opposed to Yale?
Is it because she's secretly a racist?
John Blacksad? I think I owe you an apology.
Yeah, you do. You dick face. Just saying.
Apology accepted. But what exactly are you
How do you not know who
apologizing
this
for?
person is?
Listen, I don't think my fellow workers treated you with the
Fellow?
respect you deserve. I'm so sorry they wrinkled your suit. The thing is, they didn't know we shared a common goal. Bobby Yale. I want to find him and get to the bottom of this as much as you do, Mr. Blacksad.
And that's why you came with a gun and a...
Kindly accept my invitation. Why not share our findings? Come on.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping. Well, I know that if I say
course.
no, I get
You
shot,
don't
so...
mind me riding in this fancy car with a wrinkled suit, do you?
Aw, I think you look mighty dapper, Mr. Blacksad. Although, if those wrinkles were to rub off on me... Ha ha ha! I always play it nice and safe.
This is a lot. Yeah, none of them have tails. That is kind of odd. The driver is just like, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. Just drive. If you don't say anything and you just drive, you won't get shot. End of story. I will say I am increasingly feeling like the VA direction is not the best.
I need Bobby Yale.
He doesn't sound like an Irish American
There's
guy at
just
all.
too much money at stake.
Especially
So,
not from New York.
I'm offering you my help to find Yale. Let's work together.
What kind of help do you need?
A simple exchange of information. You're a good detective, and well, let's just say I have my own ways of making people talk.
Is it torture? I don't like this.
All right, then. Let's work together.
I thought you'd be hard to convince, that you'd appeal to the moral high ground or something. Please, hear me out. Let's say I bet a beer that we find Yale in 3 days, and you bet a beer that we don't. In 3 days, one of us has to buy the other a beer. Is that so bad? We're simply too...
And even if it's Italian New York, it's very, like,
to conduct
light.
a small private exchange. And most importantly, we're not hurting anyone. So, yeah, I run a gambling business. What's so bad about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go come right out on it. Non-regulated?
It's immoral, for starters.
Immoral? I'll tell you what's immoral. The way our government is ruining America.
Well, we
We live in
can
a so-called
we can agree
free
there, but
country, a place where honest people can make a living, provided they don't hurt anybody. We're not communists. Well, at least I'm not.
I
well,
would never thought otherwise. As for me,
I'm not a communist, but I am a socialist, so. Oh,
with all due respect, it's
definitely not going to talk about.
All right. Never mind then. In any case, that's not my point. The government betrays our nation's values by passing communist laws that forbid an honest man like
Yep,
me
there
to
it
make
is.
a living without hurting
Anything
a
that
soul.
I don't like is a
That,
communist
Mr.
law.
Blacksad, is just wrong. I'd even say it's unconstitutional. Do you get my point now?
Okay, but that doesn't justify what you do for a living.
Oh boy. Did you hear anything I just said? Anyway, when the government passes these laws, there's only one legitimate weapon the people can wield. The same weapon that turned America into a great nation. Civil
He's really out here
disobedience.
painting himself as like
Proud
proto
American that I
MLK
am,
because he's
it's my
gambling.
duty to disobey.
Lord.
You're bending the truth to justify organized crime.
Oh no. It might have been organized crime, but not anymore. I wasn't always a boss, you know. No, sir. I started at the bottom, when Lucky Blitzen ran the show. That good for nothing. His was a reign of terror.
That's not how you spell extortion.
Violence, you know, that sort of unpleasant thing. When I took over, I decided I'd make people want to do my bidding. Not out of fear, but out of gratitude. I decided to help people so they would help me.
That beating your thugs gave me was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Those poor bastards didn't even know you were a detective.
Yeah,
That
so
you
they're
were
just...
on our side.
That doesn't matter.
But when they tied me up and beat the socks off me, they knew very well who I was.
Seriously? That goes against my rules. Who was it?
It was
Yeah.
just Wilson.
That
You'll let the
bastard.
rhino off.
Don't you worry. I will have a serious talk with him. I cannot tolerate this behavior. Please accept my apologies, Mr. Blacksad.
Yeah,
As
I was to
said,
say, I said, I'm a
I like
detective,
to
punch.
help
I'm
people
a
so I
fucking
can count on
detective,
their
punch.
gratitude. That applies to fellow partners like police or, in this case, a detective. I won't deny this business has its fair amount of violence.
And now they spell extortion correctly.
casualties, but I'd rather leave that to my enemies. And you are not my enemy. And, it looks like we're here.
Yale's apartment?
I told you I'm on your side. Go ahead, search the place. I'll wait down here. When you're done, you can honor our arrangement and share your findings with me. Or not. It's your call, Mr. Blacksad. I'll make sure you're suitably compensated. Wilson, come here.
If I come out and I find that buffalo dead, I am not giving you a fucking word. Just letting you know that right now. Pizza.
The worst thing about O'Leary's boys dropping by isn't the beating, but the fact that I can't tell what's theirs and what's Yale's. Can't say this is the ideal drink for an athlete. Then again, it could be your classic bookie thug lunch.
Yep.
Bobby seems like a nice kid, but I barely know him.
Is that so? Chatham. Ooh, worst defeat came in October 21st, 1924, when a rival's bat hit his head and left him in a coma. Damn, that's definitely like a... They were like, "Oh, it's inspirational. He was in a coma and was in a coma for 20 years. When he woke up, we let him finally make the home run that he was always supposed to make. We cheered him." And I'm like, "Did you compensate him for any of that? Like, you put him in a fucking coma, dude."
17th century French fables. There must be one boring old lady.
Move, move, move. Why is he walking so slowly? Oh my god. Oh, that looks about right. What, Mary? Oh, Alma Mater. Oh, okay. Got ya. And you said this was between the second and third volumes, right?
I'm not sure how
Okay.
Yale's love of pickles will help me crack the case, but it's good to know.
Yeah, pickles? That's a choice, I guess, you know, if you really are into that. I mean, pickles are good, but like...
A woman's fragrance. Almost angelical.
Well, Mary, we found your scarf. Mary has a cold.
That means she's been here recently, but why? What does Sweet Mary have to do with Yale, the murder suspect?
I see. Okay. Ooh. Huh. Sorry, I have the microphone in just the right place that I couldn't see what button I was supposed to hit again. This is a... Not gonna comment on it? No?
So, you like your mob stories, don't you, Bobby?
Just say that's The Godfather, but that's okay.
Seems like Bobby inherited something more than boxing skills from his father, besides the tendency to vanish into thin air, of course.
I'm guessing that is a nod to the comics as well.
Why would you want such a big closet for so few clothes?
No, okay, fair enough.
Unless someone emptied it recently.
It seems really weird to have a very large... Oh, I can avoid O'Leary. Okay. Leave via the window.
Copy 1 of 3. Do you know any of his relatives?
His father, Avenarius.
Avenarius? The boxer poet? Didn't he disappear 20 years ago?
Intriguing. I appreciate that this small apartment in 1940s New York has a relatively large bathroom. Come on, come on. If I see a full-size tub over here, I'm gonna cry. Is there really nothing else in here? So what do you all think I should do, huh? Avoid O'Leary or go out and talk to him? And if I go out and talk to him, do I lie about what I found? Or am I truthful about what I found? Yeah, the plant in the bathroom is kind of sad, isn't it? I was gonna say, that's the thing, is like there may be a bathroom in the New York City apartment, but or a tub in the New York City apartment, but it's the majority of the bathroom, and you may or may not have to put your feet in it when you're on the toilet. I should know, I live in Boston, which is basically the same thing. We are lucky because we have a building that was built with apartments in mind, not a, Victorian house converted into apartments. Anyway, what do you guys think I should do? Leave without telling anyone? Talk to the guy who could probably break my legs if he wanted to, and I made him angry? And if I do talk to him, should I lie? I'm kind of split. This is tough. I don't want to associate with Leary because he's probably not a great guy. I have a bad feeling of what I'm going to find with that guy when I get outside, the one I told on. Yeah, that's the thing, is that it could very easily backfire somehow, find me in some way, so yeah, maybe better to deal with it now. That's a good point.
When I left, I told O'Leary I hadn't found a thing.
Okay, I don't get a choice as to whether I lie or not. I lie anyway.
But before all that, I took a small parting gift for her.
All right. But this was supposed to be an exchange of information. Did he give me anything? Because this was supposed to be an exchange. Unless he considered my not finding anything no information, so.
I've never trusted angels.
Mr. Blacksad? What a...
Surprise?
What a bit of an asshole is what it really
When
is.
they fall, they turn into demons.
Joey told me he was going to spend the afternoon painting the gym and that Bobby would be fixing something up on the roof. So, after I found the body and called the police, I went to Bobby's place, but he wasn't there.
So you knew that Yale was with Dunn when he died, and yet you told no one.
I guess I just forgot.
No, you
Everything
didn't.
is so confusing. I'm sorry, Mr. Blacksad.
Don't be. I'm here to figure it all out. What's your relationship?
I don't think he's a
with Bobby
murderer,
Yale?
so I'm not going to say
He
that.
was like a son to Joey, and we were about to get married, so, you know.
Okay, I think it's time to set things straight. I knew you were cheating on Dunn with Yale. Or was it the other way around?
No. How can you even think of something like that?
How can you convince me otherwise? I found a picture at Yale's apartment. It's you and him on a roller coaster.
I don't know how they got that in the 40s, but okay.
Care to explain, Miss Purnell?
I'm not white, Mr. Blacksad.
What?
7 of my great-grandparents were white. The 8th was black. According to law, I'm a black citizen, even if my skin says the contrary. Do you know what that means when you're born in North Arlington, Alabama?
Segregated everything?
Segregated healthcare, with far worse conditions for colored people.
We even have different water fountains, for God's sake. The separate but equal doctrine and all that.
That garbage.
And all the lies. That's why I moved here. No one knows what color my great-grandparents were.
I completely understand you, Mary.
Just think if you were also a woman. He's my nephew, Mr. Blacksad. Joe and I first started taking care of poor Bobby when my sister died. That was when he was almost 15. The 3 of us went on that trip to Luna Park.
So this is where Joe Dunn...
I feel like that's a really
Bobby was
removed
the
nephew,
only
though.
one who knew about me and Joey. We were afraid that someone would use my past to ruin his career.
It's not the first time I hear that story. I'm sorry I accused you so lightly.
Don't worry, I understand.
I wasn't going to apologize. I think she's nice. I feel bad, but I'm also absolutely certain that at some point.
Mary smells like... Actually, the whole room smells like a pie fresh out of the oven, so I can't identify any other fragrances.
Okay.
TV and radio all in one. Where will these mad times lead us?
How is that important information? Ooh.
Fresh out of the oven.
Okay.
The whole room smells like pie.
This was not helpful. I thought this was going to be like a... Unless we do talk about the cherry pie.
About Sonia Dunn and the ring. Well, I told her about you and Joe Dunn. I had no choice.
And what did she say?
I don't think she took it too well, but she might come to understand.
She didn't say anything.
Maybe.
She just took your card and
But
she
I'm
crushed
not
it.
so sure you'll be able to keep my other secret safe.
Well, now I feel like an asshole.
Your secret is safe with me.
I'd like to believe you.
Are you sure you don't know where your nephew is?
I've looked everywhere. He's nowhere to be found.
Don't worry. I'll find him.
Thank you.
That cherry pie smells so good. I'm starting to get hungry.
Thanks. I pulled it out of the oven right before you arrived. Oh, where are my manners? I'm the worst hostess in the world. Let me go get a knife from the kitchen. And you must be thirsty. Let me see. OJ, coffee?
OJ is fine, thanks.
Oh, yeah, the Statue of Liberty is... I saw it in another photo earlier in the game. I don't remember which one it was, though.
She's wearing the same clothes in both pictures, so she's probably telling the truth. Sorry, I was going to help you with that.
Awkward silence. What kind of cherries did she put in that pie? Minced? Did he just take 2 slices of pie? 3 slices of pie? Oh my god. While she just watches.
Now that there's almost no pie left, the scent has also disappeared. Interesting. Now Mary smells like a huge dog. Mary, when are you going to stop lying? I know your nephew is here. I can smell him.
What? No. I already told you I don't know where he is.
Look, I understand why you're protecting him, but it's in his best interest to end this hide and seek.
You can search the whole house if you want. Go ahead. He's not here.
That sounds like a challenge.
Wait a minute. She's not the one who smells like that.
What am I looking for? Ooh.
That's where Bobby Yale's scent is coming from.
Hmm.
So, that's why you were sitting there.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Could you step aside so I can check, please?
Please go.
Mary, for Christ's sake, put that knife down, would you?
Leave or I'll...
Mary, I came here to help.
I mean it.
I don't want to hurt you.
Leave her alone!
Here we go.
Bobby!
Oh boy. That's not working. Aha. I don't want to hit him with this, but... Oh. Jesus Christ.
Think about Mary, Bobby.
Don't even mention her name.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. What the fuck?
Bobby!
Call an ambulance. Do as I say. Go on, call an ambulance. Do it now. In the face of a heart attack, there's two things you can't forget.
He had a heart attack? He had a heart attack.
Stay calm. 2, 1 chest compression per second. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi.
Bobby! Oh, Bobby!
Holy shit.
Thank you. Bobby.
You look like hell, Blacksad.
Bobby. Thank you.
Those are some noises. They
I
don't
had
sound
lots of
like
reasons to
hurt,
consider this
though.
a great day. I had investigated a suicide case. I had discovered that, in truth, we were dealing with a murder. I had found and captured the prime suspect. And I had saved a life.
There's a but here, though, isn't there? Ghostbusters?
And yet, everything in me screamed that something was going wrong.
You think?
Terribly wrong.
Yeah, okay. It is. I'm sorry, sweetie, but this is not a good day for you.
Promise me you won't take the law into your own hands. I'd like to think we're not just vigilantes.
I want a gun.
What the hell?
Bang, bang, bang!
A fair amount of violence, extortion, and casualties.
I hate detectives.
Bang, bang, bang!
You're dead meat, cat.
That you, Smirnov?
You seem agitated. Nightmare?
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Yeah, that makes two of us. Anyway, why don't you go home? In his current condition, Yale's not going anywhere. Besides, we'll take it from here.
Who is that? Can we trust him?
I know how to pick my men, John. You? I'm not so sure. You promised me you wouldn't intervene.
If I hadn't intervened, Bobby Yale could be dead.
If you had warned me, maybe we could have avoided a heart attack. Anyway, what's done is done.
Wrong button. Was this a shitty lighter?
When exactly did you realize that he killed Dunn?
Here we go.
Curiosity. I'm a cop after all.
To be honest, I'm not so sure Yale killed anyone.
How about the motive? Any ideas?
Why do we keep talking
I've got
like
several
Dunn is
theories, but that's
Yale
about
is the
In any
murderer?
case, hopefully Yale will tell us more.
Would you let me ask him some questions when he wakes up?
I know you will, with or without my permission, so I'd rather not feel betrayed. In exchange, drop by the station when you can. Your investigation could really help my men. Who, by the way, must be waiting for me to interrogate Mary Purnell. Boy, she was hard to pry from Yale's side.
She's been through a lot in the past days. Be nice to her.
Of course. In spite of it all, we're not just vigilantes.
I feel like he said that
And as
several
for you,
times.
go get some rest. God knows you need it.
I can't promise anything.
Tell the nurses to look at that face of yours. You look like a film detective in his last scene.
I'm afraid this film isn't over yet.
For your sake.
No, I think the guy in the alley was a goat.
You're in charge now, officer.
Okay.
I'll send you relief in 6 hours. Understood?
Doctor,
Who are?
Oh, detective. Congratulations. You fared pretty well against that kid. Better than most would have. Now, if you'll excuse me.
do I look like I fared well to you?
Something fishy about this guy in there.
We, as a society, simply don't trust reptiles. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is our extended belief that there's logic to that distrust, that it's natural and well-founded.
The distrust that I have with him is not that he's a reptile, it's that he mentioned that I mentioned my condition as relates to the kid, which leads me to believe that he may be in better knowledge of the situation than a doctor would be.
How's Yale? Is he awake?
Oh, yeah. Go check on him before he falls asleep again. Although, try not to bother him with too many questions.
Will this have long-term effects on his health?
It's too soon to tell. He did have a heart attack after all.
Hmm.
Go away. I don't want to see you. The doctor told me to sleep.
I rarely get to interrogate a suspect with his guard down in a place as quiet as this.
Let's talk, honey. Let's talk.
Getting the chance to study his body language with no distractions is a rare gift. His heart rate is increasing. It could mean that he's lying, but it could also just be pure, unadulterated rage. He's clenching his fist, a sign of contained anger.
He's mad.
He's looking straight at me. If he couldn't hold my stare, I'd think he's lying. But that's not the case. Clenched fist, fast heart rate, fixed stare. He feels some genuine rage towards me. I'm sorry you don't want to see me, but I saved your life, son.
Maybe my aunt feels gratitude. I certainly don't. Luckily, I just got my medication. I'll be snoozing soon.
All right, I'll just cut to the chase. Is he lying, or did his heart rate speed up out of rage?
This is not necessarily helpful. It's the same
Is
thing that
he
we already
holding
knew.
back his rage?
Yes. We know this already.
He can't look me in the eye. I'd say he's lying. Who killed Joe Dunn?
What? Are you trying to confuse me? Joe hanged himself.
Why is his heart rate skyrocketing? He seems about to burst into tears. Is he angry or sad? Is he being honest? Dunn was too short to hang himself with that rope.
So, it's true? He was murdered.
I know the murder weapon was yours.
What? The rope? I don't get it. What weapon do you mean?
Don't play with me, boy. The chest expander.
An expander? I've never had one of those.
All right. Let's just say that I believe you. The murderer killed Dunn with a chest expander and planted evidence to make us believe it was suicide. But he also left enough clues behind to make sure we found the true murder weapon. Then he put the chest expander
called
box in
framing.
the locker to frame you.
It's called, yeah.
Do you know anyone that twisted and who also happens to have a motive?
He's asleep.
I don't
No.
know.
Okay. O'Leary is kind of my personal prime suspect right now. Who the heck is Frank Cassidy? I don't remember. Does anyone remember who Frank Cassidy is? I don't. Hold on. He's a walrus. Frank Cassidy is the he's the walrus that was he's the manager of the other guy, the guy that he was gonna go up against.
Desmond O'Leary certainly seems twisted enough. Did he have anything against Dunn?
I'm not sure if they knew each other. At least not in person. About a month ago, Joe kicked one of O'Leary's men out of the gym. He was trying to give a business card to...
Jake Ostiami.
Yeah, exactly. Did Jake tell you about that?
Something like that.
Oh, I get to ask on all these fronts. Okay.
What about Frank Cassidy? Do you think he has a motive?
Maybe. A few weeks ago, Joe took me to a boxing managers association meeting.
Headed by Cassidy.
Yeah. He was obsessed with making it illegal for boxers to fight without a manager, or without an associated manager. Everyone seemed to go along with it until Joe spoke up. He said that would lower us to mob status. That Cassidy had founded the association just to make money by monopolizing the sport.
That sounds like a really strong motivation for murder.
And Cassidy ended up empty-handed.
Poor Cassidy.
That sounds like a really strong motivation for murder as far as things go. I mean...
What am I saying? Jake could never pull off something like that. Nothing. Never mind. What about Sonia Dunn?
Sonia? I doubt it. She's odd, but she's his daughter.
I've seen worse, believe me.
Blacksad. I think I owe you an, You know, my father disappeared when I was 6, right after winning a fight. We never heard from him again. Do you know what that does to a kid? Who knows where I'd be if Joe Dunn hadn't been in my life. Even when I lost my way and put a gun to his head years later, he still took me under his wing and managed to steer me in the right direction. And now that he's gone, you're risking your life to find his murderer. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It is kind of weird that he's not wearing a gown. Yeah, he's just like naked.
The number of cigarette butts is inversely proportional to my hours of sleep. Ah, damn.
Not a good sound?
The hands say a lot about what's going on inside a person.
And we're not going to comment on any of it.
Is that eye movement normal? He seems restless. Should I tell someone?
Come on. I saw a hot spot under there. You can give me the oh, come on, you boat. Damn it. See, as soon as I move just a little bit in the wrong direction. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, wait. No! Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Come on, let me see the fucking thing. Ah! Don't move. Damn it. See, I didn't even move. The camera's doing it for me. Oh my god. Okay, right. He moves like a boat.
See, there's no fever whatsoever. He must be having a nightmare.
Are you sure?
Wouldn't you have nightmares too after what he went through yesterday? I know I sure wouldn't sleep.
I have nightmares myself, but those go way back.
Oh, the poor thing. Do you know what my nightmare is? It's that witch I have to work with. Oh, good thing she's got trauma surgery at 12:30, but I wish it were a little sooner, you know?
Girl.
Anyway, thank you for letting me know, and for bringing him in.
The Cadillac of
You don't know
detectives
how excited I am
with
to
the
be
same
involved in a
turning
criminal
radius.
It might not
She's
be
adorable, by the way.
I need to take a look at his medical report.
Cat vision. What do we got? Okay. Nope. All right. Okay. I don't know why it showed me after I
Footprints
already
don't match.
did the
Year
thing,
who
but
killed Dunn, he did it without stepping in the paint or in different shoes.
okay. Let's do a teeny bit of walking around. Come on. Come on. There we go. It's all sports. Sports. Let's hold off. Whoop. Sports. Sports ball. Gotta run all the way down to the end goal to make the touchdown and score birdie. Whoop. What's this? Not important. Do the thing and win the points. Amen. Some of these aren't sports ball, though. Some of them are just sports. Okay.
Hi.
You're awake, handsome?
I mean, she called him handsome. That's not terrible, right? No? Whoa. It's a hospital that sells cigarettes and... Okay. It's a lot of cigarettes, too. Rena. Okay, Dr. Anderson is the... Well, I don't know. 12:30 traumatology, Dr. Talbot.
They ran several tests on Bobby Yale last night after admitting him. Have the results come in yet?
No, I don't think so, handsome.
I'll take a pack of Morley's, please.
$1.
Honey, get me a pack of Morley's for Mr. Handsome.
The smoke is coming out of his head
I
right
won't
now.
be
That's a
able to
little
read
much.
Yale's medical report if she's around.
Come on. Cat vision. Let's do it.
It seems like the Doe nurse will be assisting Dr. Talbot during his 12:30 surgery. In 4 hours. Could I get them to operate any sooner?
Are you really going to change a hospital schedule so that you can sneak a peek at the thing? Wow. Don't know how to say anything about that. This is a bit of a move. I'm sorry. This is funny. Okay, Jesus. Okay. I mean, there's a picture of Mary over here. Mary is also a cat. I don't know why there are so many cats. There's so many cats. I mean, that's not really a cat, though. That's just kind of like vaguely animalistic. I don't know what that is. But the hair, the mane is just what's funny to me, because it's just like, I don't know, it's just very different. It's just kind of funny. It's, I don't know, it's funny to me. Ow. Alright, I guess we'll call some of the things. I mean, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. The mane just looked kind of sad to me. But like, it wasn't,
Jake.
I don't know. It was just weird to me.
Wanted to...
Oh, what an asshole. Excuse you, sir. Wow, you have a lot of useless friends back, Blacksad, not gonna lie.
Trauma? Sherry speaking.
Get Dr. Gregor Talbot, please.
Yes, 1 minute. No, actually, Dr. Talbot won't be in until 12:30 according to my registry. Can I ask who's calling, please?
Just gonna hang up? Okay. Okay. My main man, Jesus.
Sherry,
My
this is Dr.
main man.
We have to reschedule the 12:30 procedure. I want everyone in the operating room in 5 minutes. If anyone gives you any grief, tell them it's a matter of life or death.
How?
Understood?
There's so many things that just happened right now that are so ridiculous, I can't even.
A matter of life and death. A matter of life and death. You gotta be kidding me. People.
That poor woman, she's gonna get over there and they're just gonna be like, mess.
All right, now. How do I put this? I need something that you...
Oh. Only if you guess why I'm giving it to you.
You want to help me solve a criminal investigation.
Well, aren't you smart? But be quick about it. You hear me, huh? If that witch comes back.
I like her. Alright, what am I looking for? That looks like a lot of scrawl. I can't read scrawl. Blackout following cardiopulmonary resuscitation. 1943 pertussis.
What? What does it say here?
Ah, you know doctors. The top handwriting is mine. Let's see. Extrasystole and dehydration caused by panic attack.
Panic
Extra
attack.
what?
Okay.
You know, arrhythmia, like skipped heartbeats.
Interesting.
What about this here?
It's a good thing I know that Mr. Yale is in Dr. Ferguson's hands. Otherwise, I'd be worried.
Hey, no means no, miss.
You really don't know who I am, do you?
Miss, I've got orders. And the fact is, those
Did
orders
you
say
just
that
pull a
you
you
are
don't know
Mr.
who I
Dunn?
am? Did I just slam that pour?
Huh?
Tell him, Blacksad. I can't get through that thick skull of his.
You see, Highfill, she's the owner of Yale's gym.
A woman?
Whether the kid recovers or not depends entirely on her.
Between you and me, and all due respect, miss, but aren't we taking this woman's liberation a little too far?
Aren't you a little bit of a
All right,
fucking
let her-
asshole?
But she's your responsibility.
Thanks for convincing the cops.
That's my wife.
You hired me to find Yale. I wanted you to see him with your own eyes.
I see. Anyway, you did your job. I'll send you a check the day after the fight. You can leave now.
Hold up. Hold up. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? We gonna talk about the gun that she's pulling out?
No. She's gonna do something stupid. Sonia, don't.
He killed my father. You said so yourself.
No. I told you I thought he was innocent.
He almost killed you in that floozy's apartment. How could he not be guilty?
You can't take justice into your own hands. Believe me, it will haunt you as long as you live.
Shut up. None of that matters. How could he not be guilty?
Your father wouldn't want you to do this. He was a just man, and this is not justice.
Okay, that got tense real fast.
It's okay.
Am I supposed to feel sorry for her? I'm sorry. No? Fine, I'll give her a hug. Hopefully it'll... She needs a hug. That much is certain. This is going to turn into a thing, isn't it? Oh my god, it's Jesus.
Uncle Tim.
I'm sorry.
Sweetie, I came back from Los Angeles as soon as I could.
That's a
I told you
nose.
not to rush.
Look at how...
Come on now, honey.
He's got this...
Aren't you going to...
That is a
introduce me to your friend?
nose.
No, this is John Blacksad, the detective who found Bob.
Oh,
I did say.
so this is strictly professional. I thought you had some good news for your uncle.
No, Uncle Tim, don't be silly.
Don't be silly. Look at you. Smart.
Come on, come on,
educated,
sweetie.
as
There you go.
dazzling
Good
as the
job.
brightest of stars. Every single man in this city should be at your feet. Come on. We'd better let him rest.
He's a lion in a very luxurious looking padded wheelchair with an ascot on. How much money do you think this guy has? I don't like leaving that gun there. I don't like leaving that gun there.
Let's say you're right.
Go
and
get the
Bobby
gun.
Yale is innocent.
Blacksad,
Who should we focus
go
on
get the
now?
fucking gun.
We?
Well, your father turned down my money, but he made me promise one thing.
There it is, he's
that
got
I'd
money.
Take care of you if anything happened to him.
But I can...
I know you're perfectly capable of managing that gym on your own, but we don't even know if he'll be ready to fight Stone. Besides, someone seems really invested in stopping that fight, and someone has to pay Mr. Blacksad to get to the bottom. Please.
Someone
talk some
finally
sense.
has some sense.
It's your life. As much as you love your uncle, it's up to you to decide whether you want his help or not.
Blacksad, I was just starting to like you.
All right. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
All right, stop crying or you'll ruin your makeup, honey. Now fix yourself up and I'll buy you some breakfast.
Wait, my purse.
I'll get it. It must be...
Blacksad, wait a minute.
Damn it.
I think she needs some time alone, just like you and me. Listen, boy, do whatever it takes to find Joe's murder. Whatever it takes. If things get messy, don't worry. I'll clean them up. Deal?
I'm not a vigilante.
Well, suit yourself. Just get that ball to the end zone.
No.
I was really hard to
Maybe
pay
tell the
attention
story
to the
about
actual
Iron Arm
dialogue when I was like, is she gonna fucking do it again?
Wait a minute. Of course, the Milestones quarterback, Tim Iron Arm Thorpe.
It's a good thing folks usually recognize me sooner. Blacksad, you coming to breakfast?
I'd love to, but I have to go ask for a favor.
Jerry Heifeld can't be trusted. We didn't know that already. He's a massive misogynist. I'm glad we're here with more sports. 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 Biddink. Now the game is having problems. Come on. There we
The
go.
investigation required that I ask Jake for a small favor.
Well, he owes me one.
Or demand it, if worst came to worst.
He owes me one. Excuse me. Nope. I don't know, actually. It's a good question. Wait, how do I get there? Hall of Fame. There we go. I don't think he was the one that was in a coma. That was baseball. He's football. And we do not have his card. Yeah, we don't have his card yet. Okay. No, I don't want to look at the thing on the wall. Exit. Exit. Thank you. When you click on them, they make you look at it for a certain amount of time. This is not helpful. Let me talk to the guy in the ring. No? What the fuck? Oh, there we go. There we go.
This one's got extra padding, just like Jake.
Wow. Wow. Point that out, why don't you? Extra padding. That's not what we call that, but
How many
okay.
hits does a boxer take to the head throughout his career?
Oh, I already did this.
I hope he never feels inclined to hit me. He's twice my size.
I certainly could have used some of that when I was
Not the
in
smartest cookie in the
undergrad, and
nor the most tactful.
I was just remembering I
Trust
was
him?
sophomore year,
Do I consider him a friend? Yes.
and I ate shit on some ice, fell on my ass, and cut my hand. While I was on the way to class. I was late, and the professor docked points for being late, and it was just great because I walked in, my hand was bloody, and I'm like, I gotta take care of this. She's like, oh my god, you're fine. I'm like, yeah, only way to get out of a...
Hey, Jake.
Not now, John.
Okay.
Hey, hi.
Hey, focus, will you?
Oh, that didn't work.
Hey, Jake.
Not now,
Wait a
John.
minute.
Alright, well, I guess I have to wait a minute. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not polite. I don't know. IDK. Do I search his locker? It was a rather sultry hey there. Honestly, it's a good way to say it. See a bear showing that much chest in the boxing ring. Whew, alright. Alright. I feel it. Alright, yeah, I think I just have to go there and be angry. Alright, let's go make a gorilla angry. A gorilla that's twice my size can absolutely destroy me with a single punch after I've taken quite the beating already today.
Hey, Jake.
Damn it! Wait a minute.
Hey, Jake.
Damn it! Wait a minute.
Okay, now I gotta stop him for some reason. Can I hit the... That was what I was gonna do from the start.
Take 5. Go on.
Come on.
What, John?
What?
What's so important?
Why are you coaching that guy?
Oh, that's right. You don't know. Sonya asked me to run the gym. Well, at least the fun part. As soon as Bobby Yale's back on his feet, I'll turn him into a champ. I'll make him crush Stone. Just you wait. What?
Why is Stone capitalized?
Couldn't you just stop working for O'Leary?
Yeah, I guess I could.
Good job.
Have you noticed anything strange about Sonya?
The way he just like puts his
Yesterday, she
finger
said she
on his
hated
chin
the
is
place.
actually kind of
It
adorable.
also seemed like she wanted to save the place. Do you get any of this? I sure don't.
It might not have seemed that way, but she loved her dad. Believe me, I've got reasons to be certain. Could you tell
Oh,
me
is
where
Stone the
O'Leary's
guy? Okay,
headquarters
that
are?
makes sense.
What for? No, no, no. You could get me into trouble. No way.
You lied to me yesterday, and being the good friend that I am, I kept your secret. You owe me. I don't think I'd keep protecting you if we weren't friends. Although, if we were friends, you wouldn't hesitate to help me.
Wow, that's not subtle.
Tell me, Jake, are we friends or not?
Not
Damn,
fucking
Cat.
subtle.
All right.
Jesus Christ. All right.
O'Leary's
Conditional
hideout is in the
friendship.
basement of a Chinese restaurant. But I don't even know how to get in.
Well, I'll see you tonight.
Wait, were we supposed to meet?
Of course. Your place, 11 p.m. See you there.
Ronald, the break's over.
After 30 hours of work and several beatings, every bone in my body ached for a bed.
Now it's my turn.
Ronald the
I
bear.
went home to recharge.
You don't. Why are you using fists? Gloves, gloves, boxing gloves. They made them for a reason. Wow, this guy is intense.
What do you know about that basement?
Well, let me think. Nothing?
Come on, Jake, for Christ's sake. Strain that little boxer brain. You must know something.
I've come to get O'Leary several times, but they always make me wait in the dining room. One day it was so late that the restaurant was closed. They made me call from a payphone in that alley over there to let them know I was here. A few minutes later, O'Leary came out the back door, that red one there.
All right. You stay by the payphone. Wait till I'm inside. If you see anyone, call the same number you did that one time. Let it ring twice and hang up. Got it?
Screw you.
A promising night indeed.
Wow. Okay. Oh, is it doing it again? All right, hold on a sec. I'll give it a moment to get itself back together. I don't know why it does. There we go. See, yeah, it just like fixes itself. I'm guessing if I just let it run, it would probably crash, though. Seems to be okay now. Let me know that it's okay, and I'll keep going. So bizarre. I don't know what it is about this game in particular that just like tanks everything. It's so weird. Okay, cool. Awesome. We'll go back in. No, I did not say it.
I didn't understand.
Just gotta give it a moment to think. Okay, so we have an Irish-American mob boss running an illegal gambling ring out of the basement of a Chinese restaurant. Is this also Chinatown? Because that's odd. Woo. Football. I'm gonna be honest. This guy playing football would be broken in half. This is also very true. An Irish mob boss with a flimsy Italian mafia accent out of a Chinese restaurant. Getting real multicultural in here. Wait, hold on a minute. There were some dynamics that were at play in the 1940s that are being lost in some of the... I mean, he better be a kicker. We're going to find out, though, because otherwise this poor ostrich gets destroyed. Jean came to our country with his parents thanks to the Hutchinson Law. 105 Chinese citizens each year. Asian player in the National Football League. Won on 3 occasions. Convicted for belonging to An Leong Tong. Organization alleged for regularities. Never released, died in prison. Oh, good. Left to live in the newly proclaimed PRC. That was a choice. Just give him 15 years when the Cultural Revolution happens, and then it's not going to be a good time. Okay, yeah. So it's an Irish mob boss in the Chinese mob's territory.
A bit too high to climb. If the basement I'm looking for were in that building. Could it be an elevator shaft? How does this thing open?
What happened? Should we run for it?
Do I look like I'm in a hurry?
Does this open? Not with you standing on it.
Check out that graffiti. You're in An Leong Tong territory.
Wow, I thought the Tong Wars had ended years ago.
Maybe someone nostalgic just got bored.
Damn Chinese mafias.
Yeah, American mafias are infinitely better, no doubt.
Are you done?
What do you think? There's a trapdoor on the ground, right by the restaurant. Does that sound familiar?
Huh? The restaurant or the trapdoor?
Bless his
Okay.
heart. He
Forget it.
has...
What's taking you so long?
You want to switch places?
Oh, bless his
The
heart.
carpet
Okay.
store neon sign is still on, even though no one walks down that alley. Don't you find that odd?
They must have forgotten to turn it off. Plus, they're not short on cash. I heard O'Leary say he was gonna buy 10 carpets the other day.
Okay, I'm going back to the alley. I'll let you know if I need anything.
Okay. I think that sign is a little more important than that. But apparently we don't get to talk about that. Ten Cleopatras on them.
If only I could reach that box.
Well, you would need someone pretty strong to pull that away, and so you could reach the box, hmm? Someone kind of like this guy.
What?
Okay, I'm going back to the alley. I'll let you
No?
know if I need anything.
If only I could reach that box behind this incredibly heavy thing that I can't move by myself. Good thing I brought this giant gorilla with me. Oh, we have to actually try to move it first. John, why are you even fucking trying this? Come on. I love how in some of these games where you need to try and fail before you can... There we go.
I need your brute force, Jake.
What's wrong?
I know, right?
Is the little
If
punchy-
only I had a big, strong man. Come on, sweetie. Do something that you can do here, because your memory isn't very good, that's for sure. Oh. Didn't know that was going to be a quick time event. It's still vibrating. Why is it still vibrating? There we go. There we go. Boop. Oh, hey, it's an elevator. I have a feeling this is not going to end well. I just have a feeling. Yeah, nobody's going to know.
It's far too late.
Like, should I have gone down here when I didn't know what was going on? Find a source of light before the lighter runs out. Oh boy, okay. How slowly this man moves. It's gonna be a fucking possibility. Hey. Found a thing. Boop. I haven't actually, like, completed a multi-thing yet, have I? Toot toot! Indeed. Also, he's a cat. Shouldn't he be able to see right now? I can't go upstairs. Okay, this is not going well. I found another card. Not helpful, but... Oh my god. There are numerous things that I could interact with in this room, and yet I cannot interact with them because reasons? I don't know. I'm supposed to be able to find something before the light runs out, but there's nothing in here. Can't even go up the stairs. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Obviously I'm missing something, and I'm kind of mad about it. Also, I can try and find out around where we are. So we're getting close to that time for me and the bed. Oof, we're only like halfway through. Okay, the basement. There's a flashlight. Oh, I hate this. There's a flashlight that I could not have possibly seen. I hate this. All right. We're going to miss it because I'm basically like... Ah, okay, just barely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Huh. I was expecting some frozen bodies.
I mean, even a fake Chinese restaurant probably should have some food. Pete Franchetti. All right, Pete, what have you got for me? 1912 in Dayton, Skinny Franchetti. His name is Skinny Franchetti. All right. 9 successful seasons playing with the Titans and the Comets, 3 World Series, 5 Pitcher of the Year awards. Franchetti joined the Allied forces in Europe. Killed in October 1944 during the Battle of Aachen. Nazis had taken cover in an old church and were drilling us from behind tiny windows, but they hadn't counted on Captain Franchetti's aim. Unfortunately, in order to throw grenades, he had to make himself visible, and he did. Well, he's a good pitcher. That looks like a secret door. Oh, we're not just going to jump right into it then, are we?
It won't budge.
Probably because there's a lever, buddy. Bucko. Like that one. Are you sure you just want to... This still feels like something that we should think about before we do, but okay. Make some more noise, why don't you? Grunting does not make this easier. It's a good thing no one was in here. Watch somebody come in this door in about 5 seconds. No, they don't think about it. It's absolutely true. Film noir, just do it. It's fine.
There's one on each table, except this one.
Okay.
The odds are incredibly in Stone's favor. I guess that he's the reigning champion, and Bobby Yale is just a contender, but maybe word got out about his condition.
And I'm home. Oh my god. Oh, that is a pun. Han, I'm home, but Han Dynasty, no.
Does O'Leary have a network of pals?
Yes. Ties with Chicago Mafia. Irish American. Guess where the Irish American mobs were biggest. Oh yeah, I know there's a deduction. We're getting there, don't worry. Want to explore a little.
I didn't realize you could place so many bets on a single baseball game.
And the Red Sox and the Yankees are doing what this year? Just crash. Whoa. But we're coming to that in a minute. This feels like just like wild berries is the password. Okay. That's good to know, I'm sure. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, I think I get how this is supposed to work now.
It looks like a summary of all the bets that come in.
$5,000 on
bet,
Yale.
Wagerer. Wait a minute.
O'Leary has a very, very, very large interest in making sure that Yale wins this fight.
A little thingamajig that adds on its own. What'll they think of next?
It's called a calculator, sweetie. Although in this case, it is an adding machine.
16 days until the fight. Sometimes I forget that criminals, even the office variety, have family and kids. Anyway, maybe things aren't so bad on the dark side.
I mean, I can't blame the guy for trying to make a living here, but like... Yeah, I should probably write wild berries down. You're not wrong. Let me do that. That's not where I keep my journal now. There it is. Very good point. I should also write down what I did last and what I was planning on doing next, because it will be a while until we get back to this. God, the Raven. And then Tangle Tower, which is such a good game. Such a good game. There we go. Gambling password, wild berries. Set that aside. Here we go. It might be. Yeah, that happens quite a lot. Okay. Nope.
Huh. That lizard isn't Yale's doctor.
The guy passing for Yale's doctor is probably somebody who wants to see him lose. Just, you know, a guess.
Could that be Ireland?
Oh god, it's like driving a fucking...
Ireland too.
Is there going to be a painting that isn't Ireland? Because that would make a lot of sense in terms of trying to find a secret compartment. Just saying. Oh, wait. Oh no, there's no secret compartment. The safe is just right there. I've not actually played Heavy Rain. Been thinking about it sometimes, but I also know that the guy who did Heavy Rain is kind of a... Just... I was excited about Detroit for a little while, because I played a little bit of it, and I was like, this is interesting, and then I read actual reviews of Detroit, and it was like, this is an game that looks like it's going to be about politics and race and making a point, and it does none of those things, but still takes from Dr. King anyway. I'm just like, yeah, rolling green hills and farms, Ireland. Okay, but anyway. I don't know what these numbers mean. These are numbers that mean sports things. Charisma. Papalia? Athletic performance. Dead in his own home, body floating in the pool, his head under the sheets of his bed. Whoa. Chicago Mafia. Okay. Oh, that's an awful way to walk. What do you do if you're not holding the trigger? Like, is there a reason to not have the trigger moving? Start with the bottom
If they're
drawer.
not together anymore, why does O'Leary keep so many pictures of romantic moments with Helen Moore?
Interesting. Another book of Avenarius'
Limited
poems.
edition copy 2 of 3. We listen, if you call it listening.
2
to the
of
sentimental
3?
romance.
He
Your
has
eyes
the
act
second
like the
one?
moon.
Did O'Leary kill Avenarius? Escándalo. Oh, hey. Well, that just...
concealed file after file of celebrity reports with all sorts of shady information, ranging from S to Z. Almost all of them were athletes. Is that what O'Leary meant when he said that detectives and police officers were his friends? I wonder how many spy for him. If I were to pitch in, who would I spy on?
Yeah, who do you have on Tim Thorpe? Considering he is now the bankroller of this particular investigation.
Thorpe had been a rising football star before the war, which he came back from with honors and decorations. After the truce, he resumed his career. He won 3 season trophies and a couple of MVP awards. He retired after an accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down. He started his own sports advertising agency 4 years ago, but according to the files, O'Leary hadn't even tried to corrupt him.
Okay. He's squeaky clean, which tells me that he's not squeaky clean. Yeah, while it might be to prevent the game from getting confused, it definitely confuses the player.
In Bobby Yale's folder, all I found was a log of his incredible stats as an aspiring champion. 20 victories, 16 by knockout. Although, at the end of the report, someone had underlined one word several times. Untouchable.
Interesting. Untouchable. Untouchable. That's a very interesting word.
According to Stone's report, he was so clean, not to mention hard to corrupt, that O'Leary opted for a more subtle strategy. Apparently, when he broke up with the tennis player Helen Moore, he set her up with Stone. Lucky for him, they hit it off. As I put away the report, I stopped in my tracks. Did I really want to risk knowing what O'Leary had on my good friend, the incorruptible police commissioner? To be honest, if Smirnov had anything to hide, I'd rather not know about it.
I feel like we've already kind of strained that relationship a little bit. We gonna turn that light off? We gonna turn the light off. We gonna turn this light off. I don't want to leave the light on. Nope. Okay, we're not gonna turn the light off apparently. It was a very fast choice. I didn't have a lot of time to think about it.
Strange as it may seem, the reports reveal that O'Leary had hired Jake as a bodyguard precisely because he was absolutely clean. Apparently, he liked to surround himself with honest people when he mingled with the high society.
Okay, so these are basically a bunch of files that show that none of these people have any kind of corruption to them, except for possibly Smirnoff, which we're not going to actually look into because reasons, I guess. I don't know. I picked it. It felt right at the time.
Helen Moore's file was, by far, one of the juiciest. She had been just a run-of-the-mill tennis player until O'Leary launched her career by rigging enough games to help her climb the ranks.
Now that's what I wanted to
O'Leary
hear.
hadn't fixed any of her games in over a year. In spite of that, she remained undefeated. Be as it may, it was clear that O'Leary had enough information to ruin her career.
Interesting. Not a self-made woman, but with plenty of talent to keep her spot. That leads to some resentment, I think is the word I want to use here. I can turn on and off this light. Oh, God. I still don't like having those lights on, just saying. It's a catfish! Look at this. That's... it's... I'm sorry, that's... It's too funny. It's too funny. It's funny to me.
Ireland, of course. This guy's obsessed.
This guy's obsessed like a second or third generation immigrant who's never been to Ireland. You know, like a lot of Irish Americans that join the mafia. He has enough money that he could go if he wanted to, though, to be honest.
Files N through R included no one that I could somehow connect to the case.
I still don't like leaving all these lights on.
I hope I never become the object of O'Leary's obsession.
I don't know what to tell O'Leary about the trains in Ireland, though. Or Ireland at this point in history, either way. Being a bit of a, you know... Oh my goodness, big yawn.
Liberty was legendary, even in O'Leary's shady reports, just like Yale had said. Dunn had kicked one of O'Leary's men out of the gym when he found him snooping around.
Okay. Yeah, what do you have on Avenarius?
The report on Yale's father was the shortest of all, since only his name was left. Why?
That's suspicious.
Cassidy's report was possibly the longest among all of O'Leary's files. Apparently, their rivalry went way back. So much so that they spied on each other in the most unthinkable ways. At least I was able to confirm what Yale had told me. Cassidy had threatened Dunn after he refused to join the managers' union.
There we go. We're totally gonna get caught in here, by the way. I'm almost certain of that. Come on. We're gonna open that in a minute.
Dunn had
Oof.
$200 in his safe. O'Leary had about $20,000 in a drawer.
What's the picture? I wanted to see what the picture was. That
Even
seems
Dunn
important.
had a gun in his office. O'Leary couldn't possibly be the exception.
Okay. Fascinating. All right.
Crossler? The good news is, I don't need lockpicks to open it. The bad news, I didn't bring explosives.
Okay. Yeah, we've probably got a deduction to do at this point. I think we might be done in here as well. I like to finish these things before I move on. Handling the light and the movement independently is not a thing that I enjoy. Yeah, oh god, okay. Alright, fine. We got one more to do. What's up? Okay.
I'd say O'Leary has
I'm kind of
threatened
curious
someone
about
ruining
the
Moore's career.
cops file too, to be honest. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do a little bit of background, see if there's anything worth finding out about. Hmm. Uh... Does it say anything about it? Doesn't look like it does say anything. Huh. The wiki for this is remarkably not a thing. Oh my god, why are there so many? Jump forward a little.
Bell, then run.
Da, 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 da. Here we go. This guy read the report.
I sighed in relief. O'Leary had tried to buy Smirnoff on several occasions, but failed. Luckily, O'Leary had nothing on him, or me.
Oh, now I almost kind of regret not doing it. He's clean. Totally clean. All right. All right. It just went dark. Uh-oh. That sounds like hide time.
Someone was coming.
Hide.
Are we or are we not exemplary workers, Jimmy?
Hide, you dumbass.
Here it is, middle of the night. And we're working extra hours. Hey, Jimmy, what do you think about that?
Oh, jeez.
I think he's scared stiff, Desmond.
Why's that, Jimmy? We're giving you the red carpet treatment. We even let you in the boss's office.
You're one lucky fellow.
You can't say I don't treat you well, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Speak, you moron.
Yeah, very well. Why are you...
Shh. Calm down. How long have you worked for me, Jimmy?
3 months. 3 months.
Oh, yeah. I hired you right after your cousin Martin died. I need your opinion. How would you punish someone for ruining an innocent man's life with a hit and run, Jimmy?
I don't know.
Then tell me, what about you, Wilson? What would you do?
Oh, this is a thing.
Please. I didn't do anything. I swear.
I don't want to get caught, though.
He was a good guy. Of course, you already knew that. You knew him better than me, right?
He was my cousin.
That's why I hired you, Jimmy. You see, Martin was a dear friend. And his widow said you were a nice kid. That you do a good job and you needed the money. And I have a soft spot for those in need.
Please.
But, you know what? I talked to her just yesterday. She told us you did some naughty things to her with that gun, Jimmy.
No.
That's no way to treat a widow, is it?
You're really gonna...
She's lying. Why would I do that?
I don't want to get
Are you so
up.
sure you know how long a kid can hold his breath? With his little head inside a toilet bowl?
Son of a bitch.
I didn't want to. It was his idea.
Okay, now I'm confused. What's going on?
I was glad I hadn't risked my life to save Jimmy. Maybe not even someone like him deserves to die. But one could also argue that I didn't deserve to die for someone like him.
Who's your boss? Give me a name!
Cassidy. It was his idea. He said you'd hired me if I'd managed to scare the widow, and I just...
All right. Let's just...
Well, that got interesting. Okay.
It's gonna be okay. There are two sacred principles that rule my life. The first principle is the love for my family. I do anything to protect them. The second principle, I never put my future in the hands of fate. I always play it nice and safe. And I would even add a third principle, or better yet, a rule. If anything threatens either of these two crucial principles,
Yeah, that's why he buys so many carpets.
I take matters into my own hands.
That's a very good point.
For the first time I got someone killed, even though all I really did was rat him out.
No, I just...
Stop interrupting me, Jimmy! It's not polite! You're all the same. So rude. You know what? Let's leave it at that. You're going to give a message to that disgusting walrus Cassidy, aren't you?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Sure.
Good boy.
What? What's the message?
Oh, Jimmy. You still don't get it, do you? You are the message. Come on.
There would be way more splatter than that.
Make sure Cassidy gets the message for breakfast, will you? I hope he chokes on it.
Got it.
Where are you hiding, little fishy? Once again, you didn't get to hear the end of my story.
Sneakity sneak. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there would have been way more splatter than that.
What? Just where do you think you're going, putty cat?
Jesus.
Two sacred principles rule my life.
The
The
love you
love
feel
I
for your
feel
family.
for... What is going on today?
Well, rip. Okay.
Two sacred principles rule my life. The first is the love I feel for my family. The second, never leave destiny in the hands of fate.
That's not what you said
I'd
last
always
time.
play it nice and
There it
simple.
is, okay.
And I'd even add a third principle, or better yet, a rule. If anything threatens either of these two principles, I take matters into my own hands. The first time that someone died because...
I don't really understand why I'm
even
here,
though
but okay.
all I did was rat him out, well, that guy ended up in the Hudson River, right off Pier 27. He's got to be even wetter than that fish by now. You should have seen his face.
It's interesting what comes to mind when you think you're about to die. Suddenly all I could think about was how much I wanted a pet fish.
Fish.
Anyway, I was 14 years old, and I still dream about it.
We really focusing in on this fish right now.
By then, I was adamant about buying a fish. But first...
That was that. Never again. Nowadays,
Whether it's me who pulls the trigger or not, I have zero regrets. What's more, I sort of enjoy it.
In case anyone had any doubts about who's the boss around here, I'll put my dirty feet on his luxurious table to prove that all of this is mine. His pupils are dilated, and there's a slight grin on his face. The bastard is enjoying himself.
Yeah, he gets off on this, doesn't he? That's cool. Awkward, awful. Ugh.
The guy never hesitates to pull the trigger. Even if I hadn't seen what he did to Jimmy, I'd know he's not bluffing.
That's why he has terrible trigger discipline. But I don't know anything about that. It's fine.
When a mob boss declares his love of family, it can only mean that A, he won't hesitate to ruin yours,
And B,
he's
cheating on his wife.
I knew I had it in me to get out of that place alive.
No? No? Okay. No? Okay. $5,000 on Yale. Always plays it safe. Oh, this... Why does it say 4? Does that mean that I have to do 4 of these? Or... Wait, I'm confused. Okay. Well, that just got interesting.
O'Leary's wife is having an affair with Colbert? Should I serve this to O'Leary on a silver platter? Or threaten Colbert so he'll get me out of this mess?
And, well, that's it, I think. You know, Blacksad, I've never made it this far. Congratulations. You're going in style.
I didn't want to interrupt you because I respect you and your word. Colbert told me to come here.
What? Me? No way. You did what? Colbert? When?
Yeah, remember when I called you on the phone? Don't you remember that cocky drunk guy?
No.
He kept bragging about how he was banging another guy's wife.
Oh? Oh, yeah. Weird times, huh?
Oh, yeah, you
He
remembered.
congratulated me for finding Yale and saving your life.
Several times.
Then you assured me that O'Leary would thank me.
Well, I didn't put it that way, but yeah.
And then you told me to come here to ask the boss himself.
Yeah. I think you deserve it. Right, Desmond?
Oh, Blacksad, Blacksad, Blacksad. Thank you. And sorry for jumping to conclusions.
Oh, yeah.
First, you get a random beating from Wilson.
Oh, okay.
And here we are. When you shared what you'd found in Yale's apartment, well, it made me sort of want to trust you. But as you well know, you can't trust anyone in this world. Take it. It's only fair.
I want to bet it all on the fight, on Sonia Dunn's behalf.
Oh, what a romantic.
I don't know why I said that, but that
We
seems
listen,
like something to
call it
not...
listening to the sentimental romance.
Okay.
Your eyes act like the moon.
Ah, a cultured man. Anyway, go ahead. Place your bet.
I bet it all on Yale.
Oh, Blacksad. Aren't these odd hours to pay me a visit? Your message was important, but certainly not urgent. It could have waited until tomorrow, don't you think?
We cats and wolves hunt at night.
Interesting conclusion to that particular part of the story there. I have a feeling that I am walking on a tightrope. Anyone else feel like that right now?
I wish I was a noir fiction writer. Very
Funny
moment,
thing.
I could write a couple of pointed, ironic remarks for the narrator to recount what I just lived through. The dark, crooked alleys of New York reminded me of the state of my own soul. No. Fall loomed over me with the... Fall struck me with the full force of my long-lost youth.
Having a good time?
Nah, not that.
Oh,
Fall
well.
descended over me with the full weight of a guilty conscience.
Oh, okay.
God,
An anteater?
worse.
Oh, there's another one. Jesus Christ, no flying bites. Holy shit. And
What were you thinking? He wants him alive.
I gotta get it before.
I felt falls seep through my bones. Like
Who was that? I didn't really see it. I really did like how that kind of happened. It's like, oh, don't you remember? You asked me to come down here. We had that weird guy at the bar. You know, he was banging his boss's wife. Huh? Wasn't that weird? Wasn't it weird? Okay, we're just gonna leave that.
Against all odds, next morning I got up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
But you don't
I
have a
had my
tail.
kind, unknown assailants to thank. The beating had taken its toll, but for the first time in months, I had slept like a baby.
I thought she's a tennis pro.
Oh, come on, Helen, focus. All right, take 5. We'll work on that double backhand later.
FBI? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Well,
I'm guessing that might... Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, never mind. I thought the stream was going to be jittery again, but it's not.
Mr. Blackmore, what can I do for the FBI?
Cooperate with law enforcement. All you have to do is talk.
I like to speak through my actions, but still, could you be more specific?
Maybe if we could speak in private?
Alec!
Coming!
You've got 4 minutes, Mr. Blackmore, so... make them count.
They say you're currently involved with Al Stone, the boxer. Is that correct?
Wow, the FBI sure knows what it's doing. So, out of the 100 million Americans who know about that, who did you extort to get such highly confidential information?
Don't beat around the bush. We know why you're with him.
Oh, so you like his biceps too?
Desmond O'Leary asked you to seduce Stone. Why?
What? No, I met Al by chance at a party. A party hosted by Desmond O'Leary. No, that can't be. No one is that shrewd. Not even him. Damn, I hate that bastard.
Interesting.
We know about you and Desmond O'Leary.
Wow, your sagacity never ceases to amaze me. Wait, I get it. They must wrap your FBI sandwiches in gossip magazines.
The thing is, well...
You see, I'd love to wipe out that part of my past, but whatever.
Do you have any regrets?
Ads pay more than trophies. Can you believe it? Being associated with such a shady character could only damage my reputation. Trust me, never get involved with a married man.
We're aware of at least 6 rigged games during your first year as a professional player.
And?
You won all of them.
Are you trying to offend me? I give my all on the court. I can't be held accountable if my rivals don't do the same. Go interrogate them. In any case, now I know why you mentioned O'Leary. What do you really have against him? And don't say illegal gambling.
Sweetie, illegal gambling is just one part.
We've got reason to believe he's working with the Chicago...
Could have just called him a communist.
This isn't just illegal gambling anymore. It's organized crime. I'm serious, Miss Moore. America can't afford to let anyone shake its foundations like that. And America's sweetheart can't afford it either. Help us out. Talk to us.
And why should I, Mr. Blackmore? What do I stand to gain or lose?
The FBI always returns a favor.
Oh yeah? Are they gonna rig my games? This is actually quite simple.
I love you, you and... Wrong thing. Whatever.
One lucky gal.
Mm-hmm.
You have a light, sir?
The pearly white teeth of someone who barely smokes. Am I making her nervous? Damn. I'm almost out of fluid.
Wanna know my trick? Go down to start, then up with it, and then down again.
Oh,
Don't
fuck.
worry, I'm not making any assumptions about your masculinity. Thanks.
This is a very weird sequence.
I don't know what you want me to say. You're trying to frame O'Leary, perhaps rightfully so, but I think you're barking up the wrong tree. Believe me, if I had the slightest...
Come on, Helen. Time to work on your backhand. Let's go.
Do you smoke? Nice meeting you, Mr. Blackmore. Did you bring my water?
That was suspicious. Not particularly helpful either. I can do some more deductions.
America's sweetheart gave you her cigarette? Dear God, she has the hots for you. I can't believe you said good old Weekly to investigate that stupid walrus while you were hanging out with Helen Moore herself.
Okay, buddy.
So,
Keep it in your
what do you
pants.
say you and me, we change places next time, huh?
Your turn. Now tell me, what did you find out?
Ah, you're gonna love this. You ready? I've got news, but I happen to also have a
Blacksad.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blacksad.
Huh? Oh, Mrs. Colbert.
My husband woke me up this morning with roses and breakfast in bed. He said he had a scare last night, although he won't give me any details, and that he's been thinking about me ever since.
Well...
He wants to take me to Niagara Falls for a second honeymoon.
That's nice, but...
And you might want to keep going when you get to Niagara Falls. Just keep going to the next... Just get away from New York. I hate to tell you, sweetie, but it is. I'll keep it going.
I only did my job as honestly as I could. Enjoy your marriage. I hope you and your husband are happy.
Well, that's all I wanted to say. Send me your bill when you can. You're a good man, Mr. Blacksad.
I'm a man who is looking out for my own skin in this exact moment.
But what just happened? Is there anything you didn't tell me?
Maybe. But now it's your turn. Tell me about Cass.
What do you mean now it's your turn? I didn't tell him anything, but okay.
Come on, spit it out.
I didn't find anything suggesting that Cassidy had anything to do with Dunn's murder, but...
That's quite the tale.
But I know Cassidy will be playing poker tonight with one Howard M. Farnham II,
a Texas tycoon looking to get his claws on the boxing business. I also know that he and Cassidy have never met in person, and that Farnham, who's staying at the Balford Hotel, hasn't left his room. Apparently, he spent the night with 3 bottles of bourbon. So, here's my incredible plan. I'll go to the hotel.
This is gonna be a problem, isn't it?
And then take his place in the poker game. That way, I'll get Cassidy talking. What do you think? Incredible, right?
Didn't we agree that you would handle Helen more while I dealt with Cassidy next time? No?
All right, we're going to keep impersonating. We're not going to actually get a chance to do any of these deductions that we now have to do, but okay. Well, it might be December. I don't know. It didn't say anything on the calendar itself, like the month. All right, now it's being choppy for me. Yeah, my own frame rate's tanking. Give it a little bit of time to catch up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this game and the frame rate and streaming. I don't wonder if it would have the same problems if I weren't streaming. Like, I don't know what it is about this game that is taxing my computer quite so much. It's really hot, too. Like, my computer's really hot. And now it's running nice and smoothly. Look at you in your little suit. Oh, look at you. He's from Texas and he's a moose. I feel like there are some inconsistencies here.
Good afternoon, Mr. Farnham.
What's going on?
Allow me to introduce myself. John Blackmore. I work for Frank Cassidy. He asked me to bring you these bottles so you could choose which one you prefer for the game.
Oh, sure. I was fixing to leave, but I guess them monuments ain't going anywhere. Well, come on in then.
Getting in Farnham's room was easy.
Okay, he said, come on in then.
I always have an ace up my sleeve.
But then the thing said, come on in, dude.
You okay, partner?
The best way to earn someone's trust is to make them believe they've earned yours. And sometimes, the best way to fake it is to tell the truth. I don't know where to begin.
Okay.
Since I got back from the war, I haven't been the same.
Sorry to hear that, son. You should have paid somebody to go in your place, like I did.
Yeah, that's a...
bastard didn't have
okay.
a pot to piss in, so he done a fair deal. Till he went off and got himself killed. But you know what? At least he earned his place in heaven. Good Lord bless
Yeah,
his
that's
man.
definitely how that
While we're
works.
at it, cheers!
One of the tricks of this trade.
Well, I didn't read Volume 1, so I couldn't have said that.
They cloud our judgment and blur the person in front of us, painting them with the shades of our preconceived notions of who they should be. But every once in a while, you run into someone so locked in personality that they can only be regarded as a stereotype. Farnham was a disgrace, not only to himself, but to Texas and the entire human race.
The human race?
I think I had to impersonate him. I wish I was like you.
The human race?
You seem so content, so
Hu-
free
human.
of burdens.
Stop right there, partner. You think this
He-
old dog don't have ticks? Let me tell you something about my first wife. Woo-wee!
Once I had gained Farnham's
Human.
trust, the hard part was deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
Yeah, he looks like he's from Texas. Excuse me. This looks like a bird that is very tired.
What can I do for you, sir?
Howdy. My name's Howard M. Farnham II.
Okay. Should I know you? What can I do for you, sir?
I'm here to play me some poker.
You got the wrong place, sir. Did you miss the barbershop sign above the door? You have a good evening, sir.
Wait,
Oh, I failed. Okay. I thought that was going to be like a...
deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
Alright. Wouldn't this be where the password comes in, I would think? It's black. Why is it black?
What can I do for you, sir?
I can't see anything. That's what you can do for me.
I'm here to play me some poker.
You got the wrong place, sir.
I can't see anything.
Did you miss the barbershop sign above the door?
Oh, there it is. Jesus Christ. Okay.
You have a good
This
evening,
game is
sir.
buggy as fuck.
Wait,
Alright.
the hard part was deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
Come on. Come on. I can't see anything. I can't even see what my options are. What the fuck?
What can I do for you, sir?
You want to know what you can do for me? You can show up on the friggin' screen.
Farnham was one hell of a drinker. I had to get the information out of him before he drank himself
I
unconscious.
can't
Otherwise,
see.
I'd have to find that information myself.
What is going on? I can't see. The fuck? What is wrong with this game? It's buggy as shit. Oh my god, I can't. Literally, nothing is responding. Yeah, it might be our queue, honestly. I don't even know how to end the game, though. That's the thing. Like, I can't even save and quit. This is frustrating. Why is it... Anything. Bueller. Well, we might be just stuck. Okay, yeah, this looks like it's a relatively common occurrence. Not this particularly, but just bugs in the game. Well, I hope the autosave system worked. Because the only way to stop this at this point is just to kill the process. So, that's fun. That's fun. Anyway, so yeah. it's another day of Blacksad, and something got done at least. A bit of a kind of a, I don't know how to put this, meh way to end the stream. I'm sorry, everybody. We had a bunch of deductions that we were going to do. Hopefully all of those are saved. We're going to find out, though, I guess, next time we play, huh? All right. So, let's do some quick business things. First of all, thank you all for coming. If there's anything, thank you all for coming. If you are not already part of the Discord is right here. Go ahead and just type that link into your browser window. You'll get an invite to join our Discord channel. It's relatively conversation light these days, mostly because there's not really a whole lot to talk about when it comes to what game do we play next, because we're going to be playing Blacksad for a while, apparently, until, you know, it breaks to the point where we just can't play it anymore. We'll see how long that takes. Hopefully, we'll get there, though. Also, if you don't want to do that, or if you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, those are here and here. Oh, fuck. Here. There we go. Those, you can follow me on there to find out when I'm streaming next. I always post when I'm going to be streaming there, as well as in the Discord. So the Discord, of course, will also serve that way if that's what you prefer. Anyway, moving on from that point. I want to thank you all again for coming. Definitely want to throw out another thank you to Elliot in Progress for subscribing to me again. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you. I want to thank all of my subscribers, the couple that I have. That is very kind. I can't say that enough. We will not be streaming this Thursday. Thursday is Christmas Eve, so we won't be streaming then. Probably won't be streaming next Tuesday either. I will be taking a bit of a break. One of the nice parts of academia is that I have what's called winter intercession. We basically get from Christmas Eve until after, we get Christmas Eve all the way through New Year's off. So I actually will not be going to, after Thursday, Christmas Eve at 1 p.m., I will be off work until January 4th when I return to work, which will be very nice, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna take some of that time and just kind of luxuriate in it a little bit. So we will resume streaming on Thursday the 31st. That will probably be the earliest that we come back to it. Maybe earlier, so maybe on Wednesday. We'll see. You know, we'll see how things go. But until then, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Merry Happy Holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah already passed, so kind of a little late for that one. Sorry. If you did celebrate Hanukkah, then I hope you had a lovely one. And otherwise, I wish you all a very happy holidays. And hope you have a wonderful weekend. I know this is a very different year. We're almost out on the year. And while I know that a year, quote unquote, in terms of calendar, is just a bit of an arbitrary thing of time, and therefore it's kind of hard to conceptualize it in this climate. But we are making progress. Things are going in some of the right directions, at least in terms of treatments and vaccines. So we have some hope on the horizon. We've got some political hope on the horizon, as dim as it may be. It is still there. And everyone has $600 checks coming in the mail, I guess. Maybe. I don't know what's happened recently with that. In fact, let me actually just quickly check Washington Post on that front. Yeah, no, that's still just, it's not being reported as anything changed, but we'll see. Trump is apparently hoping that is trying to get Congress to change the bill to be $2,000 checks instead of $600. And, you know, if they do that, fine. If they don't, fine. It should be higher per month anyway, but, you know, we're just the richest nation in the world. What do we know? Won't get too better. Anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely couple of days off. I hope that you all get to relax a little bit, to just take some time for yourself. As always, my Discord, like I said, is open. Feel free to drop in there. I'm probably going to make a couple more channels. This coming up probably tomorrow, to be honest, because it's not a whole lot for me to do at work at the moment. Kids aren't in school, and I'm done work for the rest of the year on Thursday, so, there's just not a lot to do. So I may be modifying the Discord a little bit, including a couple of different channels, including some channels that are opt-in. One of the ones that I'm certainly thinking of is a kind of serious corner sort of deal, like a real life kind of, if you need it, you can talk, not therapy, but commiseration at the very least. So if you feel like you may need that, and you feel like you need to reach out in some way, from loneliness, or you just want to chat or something, I'm hoping that can be at least some place for it. Otherwise, I know pretty much all of you. I know pretty much all of you on a relatively personal level. Feel free to message me if you want to talk. I may not be the most talkative person, but I will try all the same. So I hope everyone has a restful rest of your week. I hope that whatever work you have left goes smoothly. And I hope that your weekend and your holidays, if there are any left for you, are wonderful, relaxing, a little enlightening perhaps. Do something nice. Get something nice to eat or something like that. I don't know. Like nice takeout or a Ben & Jerry's. Certainly looking forward to the Ben & Jerry's myself. So I have a Cherry Garcia in the freezer. So, but until then, until next week, have a good one, and I will see you all soon. Take care, everybody.